Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up,
Mouthful of crackers, bro.
my man?
I shouldn't have ate that many.
Frank Champion.
This guy's singing my name. Are you singing
What's
it in SAP?
going on?
Are you singing in SAP? I think he forgot we're recording. I'm trying to get his attention. We're keeping this in. That's me telling him shut the duck up.
And what's going on? What's happening? It's your boy Vernon Somoza coming to you live here after Blood and Guts has happened. It has gone down. Woo! What a day! What an evening! I'm full of energy.
Of course you are.
Wow.
You just watched John Moxley get body slammed on a bed of spikes. Of course you're so energetic. Your favorite wrestler.
It is.
Let me clear my mouth, bro.
It's Christmas.
Oh,
It's
God. Here you go, bro.
Friendsgiving. It's all things under the sun and then some.
Can you tell them who we're here with? Why we're here? Before
man,
you could
we
get so
are
happy.
here. Before we get here, before we get off so big,
you piss
big
me
up
off,
and
Jordan.
shout out to the network, the Sandbox Podcast Network. Shout out to the big bro.
Yes, sir. The big boss man.
Always appreciative. What's happening, big boss man? What's going on?
Yes,
We
sir.
are the Pay Window Podcast. I am one of your co-hostmen on the job, Vernon Somoza.
I was before you continue.
What's up?
I have to remind you of something that we are. Oh no! Don't touch my tip down here. I was pointing to your name.
Okay.
I'm pointing to your name. I wasn't touching your tip.
The
pontificators of professional wrestling.
Ooh, thank you, sir. The pontificators of professional
2 episodes
wrestling.
ago.
Okay, let's keep
that.
it.
I heard it. I was like, "Ooh, I forgot we said that."
Let's rock with that.
That's why I go back.
Okay, word. I don't remember that one, but a shout out to us.
You said it. You were like pontificator. I was like, "What the hell is that word?"
Then there we go. The pontificators of professional wrestling. It's your boy Vernon Somoza alongside my man.
Touch it. Ow.
Frank Champion.
Frank Champ Damn in the building. Can I tell you something?
What's up, boss?
I feel like I'm about to sneeze. It went away. Okay. But yeah, man, what's going on, Vern Bocce?
Wait, what?
I said, what's going on, Vern Bocce?
Who you been talking to?
I've been talking.
Wait, what?
To you? Are we? What are you doing? What are you,
brother?
What? But what's going on here, dude?
What's going on, dude? Dude, what's going on?
I didn't realize what you were doing at first. Shout out to the Labs fan. I missed my TNH already, bro. Shout out to the Labs fan. Okay, hold on. Before we get into anything,
what's up?
Shout out to you. They know who we are. Podcast, Pay With No Podcast, Sandbox Podcast Network.
Yeah, we did all that.
I'm Frank. We ran through all that already. You know what I'm saying? I got a crazy story for you.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, it worked. So real quick, we were in the green room, and you hadn't told me about this. I realized that we are. Speaking of that, real quick, before we get there, side tangent to the tangent.
Sure. What?
Did you notice my beard's gone?
I
have is a mustache.
I did notice. I wasn't gonna say nothing. How do you feel?
Yeah. Man, it is.
You got a little 5 o'clock shadow going right now.
Well, this is 2 days of. I did this on Friday. Friday night.
Reason?
I had a parade to march in the next day.
With the fire folks that you got. So you got the shirt on.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm a firefighter now. Shout out to
Talk your talk.
Hey man, I'm just saying I'm out there training, doing my thing. So I had to march to the parade and didn't want to get gigged. Apparently, getting gigged in that's a term they use. You get gigged. That means getting deducted, losing points.
Oh, I thought you was gonna mox it out. I thought you got I'll run the razor, brother.
That's what I said. They were like,
you were like, wait, you want me to gig in here?
That's what they said to me. They said you're gonna get gigged for that beard, and I said, who's gigging me?
Who's gigging who, brother?
I said, who's gigging who? Who you been talking to? I was like, who you been talking to, dude?
What's going on, dude?
I asked the real question. I said, you been talking to Frankie, dude?
Let's dial this thing back in, bro.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Dial it back in. Yeah, no, it was just super weird. Just passing that razor and just feeling as be like, oh my goodness. But once it was done, I was like, okay.
How'd your cheeks feel? You felt like air in different areas, right?
%. I did find myself going,
Wow. So
like I kept touching my face more than I normally would any time that I've ever had a beard.
the last time, I think it was 2 years ago, the last time I cut, for the audio listener, I'm showing the side of my beard, all of this off and just left the mustache and this goatee portion.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was years ago. And I used to sometimes, because we'd be sitting here talking and I'll just sit here and do this. I'll just start twiddling my beard hairs. And I just took one out. It was just a knot. That's fine. When I caught myself when I didn't have a beard. Are you all right? I can hear you. No, you're coughing now. Oh, he had a huge. Right now, he's coughing his lungs out, guys. He's going. I'm gonna do sound effects. The thing he's muting. I'm gonna continue it. Woo! Rub hands. He good now. I had to do the ad libs for you. I had to do the sound effects. Find that mute button.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
How you feeling right now?
Woo,
Some water?
much better, man. That was like, no, I just got this random. That's why I was just like, random tickle that just hit me, and I was like, whoa.
Can I tell you something? Now we both have seeds, right? Both in different situations with our seeds, right? I used to have to put Rocky to bed, right? I'm holding Rocky here, right? And I'd have that urge to cough. But as a dad who just put your kid to sleep, who's been fighting with you for about 40 minutes to fall asleep, you don't want to make any noise that's going to trigger her to now wake up, and now you got to fight for her for another 40 minutes. Have you ever held in a cough in your entire life?
I don't know.
The worst feeling in the world, sir.
I don't know, man.
It runs through your entire throat, up to your eyes. Your eyes start watering. I kid you not. I've only held in coughs when I've put my kid to sleep because I don't want to cough. It hurt so bad because Shay's calling me right now. We're doing a podcast. Should we answer?
I hear you. I mean, go ahead, take it. He's at Blood and Guts.
Don't you hang up on me, Shay. Calling you back, dude. Hold on a second. I'm gonna tell him he's on the podcast. He's gonna have to say hi. Hold on.
Word. Well, we have to censor some things.
You called
me. Let's go.
We're recording right now. You jerk. Say hi to the podcast.
You.
What? You're on the podcast right now.
Double P signs. I don't even know why I did that.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. Peace. Peace out. Double J Jeff Jarrett nonsense. God.
That's why I did double P sign. Double J.
That's it. I'm out. I'm putting him on silent now. Now I said, I'll leave the ringer on and put him on silent. Okay, hold on. We went on a tangent for a tangent on a tangent, and I don't remember where we were to begin with. You were talking about.
You were going to tell me a story about the weekend because we were in the green room, and you were telling me about the story about the weekend. To which then I just
you went on a tangent.
Yep. So now and then you went on the tangent about holding in a sneeze,
holding in a cough,
holding in a cough. Yes, and the pain of that. Yeah.
So you get that tickle in your throat, right?
Sure.
Imagine that tickle in your throat now engulfing your entire esophagus.
I couldn't.
From here to here.
Oh no.
Oh my God. And then your eyes start watering. And your mouth gets dry. It's awful. It's awful. I've done it maybe 4 or 5 times in my life.
Wow.
I'm glad Rocky goes to bed on her own now.
Bless you.
I don't have to do that anymore. But I will never wish that upon my worst enemy. All right. Just had to get that going. Talking about it, I need to take a swig of water. My throat started getting dry. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, let me tell you about this story at the festival.
Our suggestion. Yes.
So I mentioned the festival last time, right? The last show?
Yeah. You had talked about it, but it hadn't happened yet. You said it was coming up.
So it happened this past weekend, 2 weekends ago. 2 weekends ago. It happened on the 9th.
Yes, because I had done the promos or whatever to lead up to it or something like that. Yeah.
Shay and the guys, they ran 5 shows in 3 days. They did 1 show on Friday, which is a bigger show. Then there was a matinee and then main show and then matinee main show on Saturday and Sunday. I was there for the whole Saturday from probably like noon till about like 8, 9 something when I got home. Maybe 10 o'clock I got home. So long day, right? We wrestled in the first show, the matinee show. I worked with some of the I worked with some of the greenies from the school.
Okay.
There was this one kid named Rotten Rob Riley. Alliterations. Pat Patterson, be proud. Didn't understand the concept of bumping off the apron when I hit you. I'm the big baby face in the ring, hyped. It's an 8-man tag. I bump down the 2 vets, and then the 2 greenhorns are in the corner. I say something to him. I flinch. He doesn't move. So I slug him. Bam. He just takes it. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I go to the other one. Boom. Bumps like $1 million. I'm like, all right, kid. Good. I go to the other one. I say, go down. Very loud. Very loud. And I potato him. Go down. What's wrong with you? Bam. I'm sure it's on film. I'm sure. Because Shay said he heard me across the ring. And we're outdoors. So he heard me across the ring in an 18-footer. Or maybe 16. I don't remember. And he heard it. Then I'm sure the other people, I don't care. He pissed me off at that moment. But Dutch Adams and Rob Riley were 2 of the opponents. You like that name? Dutch Adams? I don't think it's Dirty Dutch either. It's like something else with a D. I can't remember, but it's great. I love it. Listen, greenhorn names are great. All right. I don't care.
It's fine. It's fine.
Greenhorn names are great.
Whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
So we had that match, and then we finished the show. We have to start setting up the cage because the next set of shows is for the cage. So I think you're thinking this might be a wrestling story. Where I'm about to go, it's not a wrestling story, sir. Okay? Not a wrestling story at all. And I hope I can
Wouldn't be a wrestling
you.
story if it didn't have to do with wrestling, now would it?
It is a wrestling story because it has to do with wrestling. So technically,
that's what I'm saying.
I
mean, as long as you're like, well, I watched the match, by the way, so it's like, okay, it's a wrestling story.
Yeah. Okay, so keep this right. We have to set up the cages, right? For the cage, not cages, the cage for the cage matches because it's NRG lockdown Saturday night,
I remember,
6 p.m. Every match was a cage match. 4 matches. I forgot to say this. Teach Brickhouse Baker came out of retirement, worked the battle royal, and I told Shay you should have made that the main event because the people went crazy. And then after Teach went over and won, they left, and then we were like, wait, there's a main event. Where y'all going? I was like, Shay, you should have made this the main event, bro. Everybody was happy after that. But then we were this close. Shay and I were this close from working Teach, Brickhouse Baker, and Scott Ashworth in the cage in a tag match. We were this close. But Shay was doing the book. We were doing the book together for that show because he was writing the card there because people were showing up. It's like, okay, they're here. And he was writing the card out. We were on there, but every time we were the odd team out. He was like, yo, we keep adding ourselves. He's like, yo, I got to take us out. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. I was like, I wanted to work Teach and Ash, but you know what? Screw it. I was like, one more time to work Teach? I was like, come on. I was like, damn. In the cage too would have been great in front of all those people at the festival, but it is what it is. Maybe next year. But no, it was good. AG was there. I don't know if he told you. AG was there. He worked BMT in a cage match. Then there was some interference with some other guys. And then DCMC came out. Then they did like a 6-man chaos match in the cage. AG jumped off the top. Cool visual. He did that. You know the deal he does on the ropes where he spins and then does the turning crossbody? Yep. Did it on the top of the cage. It was great. Crowd went nuts. People really love that whole cage match show. Go figure. But it's a festival, so it doesn't matter. They saw 4 matches of cages. They were never uninterested. They were like, we're watching cage matches. But before any of that happened, in between time, we were setting up the show. We were getting the cage up. Shay was booking the show, and we're setting the cage up, right? Guess who shows up there, right? Your favorite booker, your favorite promoter of all time in New England. Trooper Gilmore.
What?
He shows up there. He's got his dog with him. He's trooping his dog. 120-pound Rottweiler. Didn't know he had a big dog like that.
Didn't know that either.
I was like, oh, okay. I was like, hey, what's up, Troop? Seen Troop, whatever. I'm setting up, right? He's sitting there there's like a bench where Shay's grandma was chilling the whole time, right? So Troop's sitting there. I'm helping set up the cage. We couldn't find the bungee cords for a while. I know you're like, where's this story going? Right now, it seems like the story's going nowhere right now, right? I'm losing you, but stay close. Stay close. All right. I just had to set up everything for you. Had a few tangents, but now here we go. We're getting there. Okay. So we needed to get ratchet straps.
Okay.
To make sure the cage strapped down to the ring post and there's no movement, because Davey likes a tight cage. He doesn't want his cage moving at all. Sometimes you can see the top of the cage like bowing in. It was crazy. That's how tight it is. But anyway, we found them. I went to go get them. I brought them all out. We detangled them. Davey used them. I grabbed the rest, which were just bungee cords, so we weren't going to use those. I think we used like one or two of them, but whatever. And I'm walking by. I've got my bungees in one hand. I finally see Troop. Hey, what's up, Troop? Bam, fist bump. Walk right by him. Okay? All right, you with me?
Yeah.
I'm walking by. I throw the bungees into the truck. That's where we go. We throw them into the truck. Bam, they hit the truck. I'm walking by, minding my business. All of a sudden, I hear, "Roar!" Bam, dog latches onto my leg. Vern. All I hear, I promise you.
I knew that was where the story was going, yet when you said it, it was still just as great.
Yo, I want to show you this, but I hope YouTube doesn't flag us for nudity. But it's been like almost 2 weeks now, so it's healing up. But bro, this dog,
Oh my god.
I'm about to go get my shirt. I'm about to go get my shorts. So I had hella layers on, right?
Yeah.
I had hella layers on. I had my Under Armour, my thick spandex wrestling gear, a basketball shorts. So I'm 3 layers in the legs, my guy. Okay? 3 layers in the leg. And a shirt over that part there. Because my shirts go down to my thighs, right? Big boy, big shirts. This dog ripped through my shirt. That son of a gun. That's my street fight shirt. He ripped it. That son of a. I'm saying that son of a. I'm just gonna add.
Technically, you're not wrong, but
I'm not wrong. Technically, he is a son of a. That's 2 ducks at 17 minutes. 17. It's gonna be that kind of show today. He was out for blood. All right, it's a blood kind of show today. We're talking Moxley. We're talking blood and guts. Today's a show to kind of talk about it. I have to show you, Vern. I'm sorry, you're gonna see my draws. I have to show you. Okay. There's no way I can't. Okay.
Folks, this is live. We're here.
It's here,
right? He's showing on his side, so it's right front where his pocket is. Pulled his pants down. You can see his boxers.
See my butt crack.
Don't want to see his butt crack.
I'm gonna pull the boxers upward.
But okay. So his boxers are.
You see that?
Holy cow! So he's got about a gash. Looks about quarter inch.
I got yams though. Hold on.
Quarter inch. About half. No, bigger. Almost about an inch. Wow, almost about an inch long gash.
It was longer. But it's been healing. So those parts sealed.
Man, holy cow, brother.
Up here are his canines. Right here and right here are his canines, bro. Not even, I didn't even interact with this dog, my boy. It's not like I went, oh, what a cute little puppy. Big old 120-pound Rottweiler, bro. Bro.
What happened?
He latched on to me, right? Bam. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Before that, I wasn't victim number 1. I was victim number 2 of 4 before he left. I forgot to tell you that part. Okay? So I showed you the gash, right? The canine bites are healed, whatever. I'm a big boy. So when I got bit, right? I just thought he got my shirt at first. I was like, yo, what the I went, hey! That's the first thing I did. I went, hey! Like, yo, control your dog. Yo, Buddy had him on a leash, my boy.
Oh, man.
I could see why I never heard of that dog, because that dog don't get out, clearly.
I
promise you,
I can
Vern,
see you in my head going, hey.
I was like, hey. I was like, yo. And there was fans, because we were setting up the cage, so fans were starting to kind of circle around, and they saw it happen, and they were like, whoa.
And
like,
they all think this is a work.
Part of the show. Is he wrestling the dog?
Clearly, he's wrestling the dog.
Frank Champion versus a 120-pound Rottweiler. Who's gonna win? Listen. I put the pause on that dog. I'll tell you that right now. Well, listen. Amazing. Hey, I don't believe in violence against animals. Let
Either
me
we
just
don't
say that
condone
again.
that. It's a
I'm
joke.
just
Ben.
I'm just saying I was provoked first. That's all I'm gonna say. So I felt something on my leg, but I'm just thinking, oh, maybe it's like a scratch or whatever.
Yeah,
Because I have
yeah.
on mad layers, and he only got to the basketball shorts. He put like a tiny pinhole in my
So
basketball
like
shorts.
you just felt them. Did you feel them latch on? You felt them like
I felt okay. You have dogs. You got Abby.
yeah,
You
yeah,
play
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah,
Abby. You felt Abby bite you
sure.
hard by mistake. And then she
Yeah.
kind of like, whoa.
Like
She
snatch
kind of goes,
release. Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
I
yeah.
bit too hard. I'm sorry. And starts licking you, right?
Yes.
It felt like that, but like a pinch harder.
And he wasn't trying, but he let go immediately. Like he bit you and he let go.
He only let go because Troop pulled his dog back. And I was pulling at the same time. As I was pulling away, pulling my shirt that got ripped and pulling my shorts off of his tooth, he was pulling his dog back. It happened in like maybe 5 seconds.
Wow.
I was just like, hey, and I thought nothing of it. I kept going back and I was like, oh, it's something on my leg. No big deal. Shay says we're not having that match with Teach and Ash. So I'm like, all right, let me go get changed. I start taking off my gear. You know, it's mad stuff. I start peeling up. You know, my joint zips up. I zip it. I pull it up. I take the shorts off. I unzip my gear. I pull it up. I see blood on my Under Armour. I was like, whoa. I was like, what is that? I start peeling my I take my, towel, Under Armour, put it on my drawers. I pull up my drawers. I see blood. I see the gash.
See,
I was like,
that's not as funny anymore. It was funny before.
No, hey, laugh it
Dog
up.
biking you was funny, but no, because now I'm like, oh, that's kind of crappy because that's
and guess what? I'm going to now find him because the first person he bit was Davy's kid. And he said, Cassius said, I wasn't even interacting with the dog. The dog just lunged at me. The same thing with me. Okay? He bit him. He bit me. Apparently bit two other people. The commentator, Derek Simonetti, Todd's shoot name, he went to go up to pet the dog, and the dog lunged at him, and he stiff-armed the dog. After that, I went to go change. I saw the blood. I went to go find Troop. Gone. Troop was gone. Ask me how long that was.
How long was that?
35 minutes tops. Troop showed up. I saw him in the back. He was sitting over there. Bungees. The dog bit me. So, well, they said something about Cassius. They said something about Cassius. They were like, yo, Cassius got bit by Troop's dog, and he's in the back crying.
You say it
and
so
I was like,
flippantly, though. You're just like, got bit by a dog.
It's no big deal to me. It's just that, bro, come on. This when I was 9, this car when I was 9.
I know,
I got
but
a
it's
scar on
just
my
like,
back from wrestling. It's just another cut.
That's how I look at it. I mean, it's kind of like, guy dog bit you. Did he apologize at least?
No. Trooper Gilmore's gonna apologize for his dog biting him.
I guess there would be my like, this is where like the story doesn't get fun anymore because it's like,
well, he was first of all, he was gone. I don't know what happened. All I know is I got bit. I kept setting up the cage. And by the time I realized I was bleeding, I went to go find him, gone.
That's what I'm saying. The humor of the story is getting less and less the more I hear it because now it's just like, this just sounds terrible. And it's like,
hey,
what a jerk.
Guts, baby.
What a jerk.
Listen,
what a jerk.
I gigged for the festival.
Whatever.
Dude,
well,
it was
uncool. I really hope that he does better and daggone, he doesn't get his poor dog put down because he's obviously trained that dog poorly to not socialize.
But no, I think the problem is, I think the dog doesn't get out. I think Davey was telling Shay, she say, that like the dog's in a kennel all day. 120 pound Rottweiler full of energy is locked in all day. You can't do that. You can't do that.
But
you
also can't let your dog just bite people. And because
why would you bring your dog to a public park knowing your dog would act that way?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
There's a lot of things wrong with this, and like I'm just saying, as where I'm from, that might have been like, yo, we might have to file a police report because your dog bit me and I'm bleeding. So
but see now if I did the check and all that, because I've been cut numerous times. It didn't bother me. I didn't even realize I was cut until I undressed about half an hour later. If I knew or if I saw him rip through my gear and I've got a gash and it's visible to everybody, right then and there, I probably would have kicked this dog. I
That's what I'm
probably would
saying.
have kicked
Like,
this
that's what I'm
dog.
like. I'm like,
And I
man,
would
I'm
have been
like,
like, yo, you need
get
to
a
put
real tame reaction to
yeah.
like, yeah, like that's like,
It's because I thought nothing of it from the beginning.
yeah.
I was like, this stupid dog ripped my shirt. That's the first thing I thought of. Stupid dog ripped my shirt. Whatever, it's just a t-shirt, no big deal.
yeah.
Until I took my gear off and I was like, I'm bleeding. I was like, no way. And that's
No.
when I went to go find
Very
him.
uncool.
Gone.
Yeah, very uncool.
Yeah, no. So for Trooper Gilmore, your NWW shows suck, and I hope you do better training your dog than you do running shows.
Yeah,
So here we go. Yeah, it's on you actually. Speaking of blood and guts,
man. Wow. Well, sorry that happened to you, my friend. Hope you feel better.
I'm fine.
Did you clean that thing up? Did you at least clean it up and
okay,
like
all right, we'll cap that. Came home, washed it, took a shower, of course, because I was sweating all that from wrestling. Washed it off. Have not put a Band-Aid, Neosporin, nothing on it. Let it naturally heal. That's what you're seeing is natural healing right now. Because I'm telling you, it's probably like this. It was like this. And for the auto listeners, I'm doing a finger gap here. The outer portions sealed themselves in skin to skin without doing any scabbing. This part here, it was deep. It was white meat. I wish I had the picture still. It was like you could see my white meat. So he got deep right in the middle. That must have been where like what's that called? Incisors?
I guess. Yeah.
You know the little teeth on that front of the dog, the incisors. I know these are incisors.
Yeah.
And then these are canines. So his two canines hit my thigh, boom. And I think because he turned his head, you could see it from how it is on my leg. It was canine, bam, and then this portion I think dragged up as he was trying to like clench and do this. He didn't get a chance to because he got pulled away. So that's when I think what happened. If he didn't get pulled away, I would have been fighting a dog. I would have been fighting a dog, and he would have caught at least 4 to 7 solid elbows to the mush. Okay, I would have held him down by the throat, like an MMA fight or something. I don't know. Again, we don't condone
with those Mox elbows.
Hit him with the Mox bows or the Daniel Bryans. I'll open up his neck and do one of those deals. You know what I mean? All right, come on, man.
All right. So
wild stuff. I got bit by a dog randomly.
Man, sorry.
Took me 38 years to get bit by a freaking dog. I'm cool. Just another
What
gash.
a way. My man Franny. Only you with the story. I appreciate that. I'm glad you didn't tell me beforehand that you told me.
That's why I waited. I said, damn, I wanted to tell you that day because it was Troop and all that. But I was like, you know what? I'm saving it for the podcast. I had to hold this in for 10 days.
My guy.
10 days.
All right. So
what's up? What are we doing now? We're doing a podcast?
All right. Yes, we're doing a podcast, my guy. And I have got for you. So tonight was Blood and Guts. And this is AEW's yearly event. They did this event here in the Northeast. They did it in Boston at the Garden. So they brought it to a crowd who should be bloodthirsty, who traditionally smart crowd. They're into it. They're going to be hot.
Boston loves everything. Let's be honest. You go to the Garden, professional wrestling. If you can't pop that crowd, you have a problem. That's how I look at it.
Okay. There we go. So, one of the stars of tonight's match was Jon Moxley, who is at the center of a lot of attention currently because he's one of the few guys who currently in wrestling bleeds all the time.
He's probably bleeding right now still. I'm sure he just walked, hit like the men's door sign, bleeding. Wasn't looking. He went, Jesus. Just started bleeding all over the place again.
So the article is called Jon Moxley has a whole dissertation on why blood belongs in pro wrestling.
I love how dissertation is in quotes.
Yes. He doesn't always intend to bleed in his matches, but he finds that getting busted open often goes hand in hand with the sort of performance he strives for. This is from sportsillustrated.com, si.com. Credit to its author, Justin Barrasso. This was on July 6, 2023. Sir.
It only took us 37 episodes to use a Sports Illustrated. I don't think we've ever used sportsillustrated.com for an article. Wow.
This is legitimate sports writing, right?
We've done Forbes, we've done other places like legit Sports Illustrated. This is my golf clap, everybody.
So Sports Illustrated. So to give you the context, apparently this is a video call, and this is happening after Mox has just had a death match in Japan.
That's kind of crazy to do that right after.
He's sitting in his bed,
it's like
and
10
apparently
in the morning over here. Then
Yeah, and like, if I remember the beginning of the article, it was like he's sitting in bed, and the guy who Justin like tells him like, "Hey, you look to your left," and Mox realizes that he's bleeding on the furniture, and he's just like, "Meh, it happens. It'll be the first time I got charged with bleeding on the furniture," and he's just like, "Whatever." But he's actively bleeding during the interview because he just busts open. But anyway, but it's a video conference call that they're having after this match, and he talks about
So it's
et
like a
cetera,
Zoom
et cetera.
call, Skype call,
Yes, a Zoom
Zoom
call. Yes.
call, FaceTime, whatever you want to call it. Okay.
So Mox was asked about about blood and professional wrestling, and he says that wait, hold on. Actually, did I botch this?
Oh, buddy.
Did I not grab the whole thing? Did I grab the whole article? Hold a second. I'll make sure
Were
I
you
got the
going to
whole
just
thing.
read a snippet, or were you going to read the entire thing?
No. I just wanted to read you Mox's comments on his dissertation.
Sure.
Here it is. Okay.
You have
this
it?
is his dissertation. Yes, I have his dissertation.
So how
And
is this 500 words or less or more? I mean,
yes,
Okay.
500 words or less.
Or less. Sorry.
Yes. This is a combat sport, says Moxley. College wrestling is a combat sport too.
Hold on a second. I feel like I'm gonna have to write stuff down.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And by the way, for the listener, this is all live. Frank has not had a chance to read this. He
I've
has
never
no
heard
knowledge of
this.
And I'm so glad because I want to get his take on Mox's dissertation.
Oh boy.
So, college wrestling is a combat sport too. They have blood timeouts to patch it up. The lowest prelim bout of a UFC card or a boxing card, somebody might have a little blood on their eyebrow or blood coming out of their nose, but they're not selling a blood sport. It's not tune in for the blood, tune in for the gore. It's part of the aesthetic. It adds realism. A much shorter answer, Mox explained, is that he had so much scar tissue on his eyebrows and head that he cuts very easily. Sometimes when I don't even want it to, says Moxley, but I only know one speed. That's with my foot to the gas pedal. If we're going to do something, let's effing do it. That can be detrimental when it comes to negative things like drugs or alcohol, but that's my mindset. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it. When it comes to blood, it's just going to happen sometimes. Like I said, it's the foot to the gas pedal. Some people say this is just some random match. Why is there blood? I heard that last week versus Tomohiro Ishii, he's one of the greatest of all time. I'm not going to let that moment slip by. I'm going to foot the effing gas pedal. How can I not? Then I hear that I can't have a good match without blood. Okay, then you made my argument for me. I'll do it every time. Moxley's thesis.
Forget notes.
Moxley's thesis is that blood will be shed. He backs it up with solid arguments and a willingness to question whether WWE's approach to blood is correct method. The point of the dissertation is that this is a combat sport, says Moxley, but we're not allowed to have blood in the match unless it's personal grudge. We're only allowed to have blood after a 5-month grudge, after someone slept with someone's wife or somebody ran over someone with a car. And then, and only then, are we allowed to have this dramatic crimson mask that looks the exact same every single time? For me, realism-wise, since this is a combat sport, that means that there is potential for blood in every match. Everything in wrestling is preposterous to some degree, but this helps with the suspension of disbelief. Final paragraph. I'm actually for less blood, but more often. If every single match on the card had a busted eyebrow or a bloody nose, it would just be part of the sport. But some gory spectacle with blood shooting like a hose is pretty unnecessary. While elbowing each other in the face every single match. We're elbowing each other in the face every single match. We're kicking each other in the face every single match. What are these people made of if they're not bleeding? People ask why there is blood in the ring every time I leave it. It feels unnatural to go out of my way to make sure no one is bleeding. That feels like I'm taking my foot off the gas pedal. That doesn't interest me. Sir, your live reaction.
Can you repeat from the WWE only bleed after a certain thing? Can you repeat that part again?
I believe the paragraph you're referring to is Moxley's thesis is that blood will be shed. He backs it up with solid arguments and a willingness to question whether WWE's approach to blood is the correct method. The point of the dissertation is that this is a combat sport, says Moxley, but we're not allowed to have blood in a match unless it's a personal grudge. We're only allowed to have blood after a 5-month grudge, after someone slept with somebody's wife or somebody ran over someone with a car. And only then, are we allowed to have this dramatic crimson mask that looks exactly the same every single time? For me, realism-wise, since this is a combat sport, that means that there is potential for blood in every match. Everything in wrestling is preposterous to some degree, but this helps with the suspension of disbelief. Sir.
Vern, it's two things we do in professional wrestling, right? Any level.
Please tell me. Tell me.
We make sure we can get to the next town for the next day, right?
Sure.
And we make sure that we put, I'm gonna duck it again. We make sure we put in seats, right? Sure. Those are our two main things. We take care of each other and we want to fill the house, right?
Make money.
Vern, I hate your stinking guts. I hate you, right? Just why? We've had this feud, man. Me and you
have
been going on.
And
you're the champion, and you've been running from me for forever. Damn it.
Ducking you.
You've been ducking,
like a no
dodging,
chicken.
Weaving. You've sent your henchmen at me. Every time somebody gets in my way, I finally go to the authority. Right? You've been running away from me for months. I finally go to the authority, and they say, all right, you can have the champ. If you defeat one of his henchmen, you can have him. Sure. I win. The authority says, it won't just be a regular title match. It'll be a cage match where the champion has nowhere to go. Then, Vern, I proceed to beat the life out of you in this cage match for the first time in our 5-month feud. And I make you bleed. Okay? How'd that sound? How'd that sound for a quick minute?
Sounds fine. Works.
Okay, Vern. You're the champion. You're the AEW champion.
Okay.
You're bleeding. How'd that sound?
I mean, much less dramatic, very straight to the point, kind of on the nose.
Oh, less dramatic, you say?
I mean, sure.
What is our sport of professional wrestling?
I mean, it's sports. Yes, the sport of it is the athleticism of it. Is the sport of it.
Okay. Yeah. The rest is, you said it.
It's entertainment.
It's drama.
It's a show.
It's drama. It is trailer park soap opera. It's what they call pro wrestling, right? It's a trailer park soap opera.
Yeah.
Right? For lack of better terms, right? Carny soap opera. Let's call it that. It's carny soap opera. We need drama. We need to.
There has to be an issue. There's an issue. You need to have an issue.
He's calling it a combat sport. And when he wrestles, he always puts his foot to the gas pedal. Okay, that's what he said.
He did like that phrase, didn't he? He did like that phrase.
He said it a lot. I'm putting he must have said it in his head. He was like, damn, that's a good one. I'm gonna keep saying that word. So he's got one motor, right? He's got one gear. Every time. There's no switching gears.
He drives an overdrive on all day. His overdrive is on all day.
All day, no eco mode, none of that nonsense, right? Overdrive. He's guzzling gas. Foot to the gas pedal. He's going 150 on the highway, weaving through traffic, right? That's the kind of way he works, right? So he's saying we punch and kick in the face every match, right? We throw elbows to the face every match. Kicking is with the sole of your boot. Punching is illegal. Forearms are not with the blade of the forearm, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are what make our sport legitimate to the point where we don't bleed all the time. Okay? Right? Would you say so? We don't kick with our toe to your eyebrow.
It's illegal.
It's illegal. We will take the sole of our...
You may, yes, if you do it, you could bust somebody open if you kick them with your toe.
Sole of our boot okay, normally to the meat portion of a face, right?
Yeah.
I can do that a few times and not make a person bleed. Okay, especially with a soft sole boot. Okay, Moxley. I'm just gonna say this. What I'm trying to get at is Moxley's taking this too serious. Okay, the
You
boy
think
is
he's
taking
taking his BCC gimmick just a tad too serious? Just
if Mox wants to put his foot to the gas pedal so bad, go talk to Dana, slap on those 5-ounce gloves, put some Reebok shorts on, go out there barefoot, and start punching and kicking people in the face. If you want to have that much fun, I mean, he did just win a karate gi tournament, right, or something,
yeah,
right?
a full contact tournament. Yes.
How many people were in that tournament, Vern?
It was a 2-person tournament. Mox and the
Oh,
guy he faced.
oh,
A beginner's
okay.
tournament, by the way, but
It was a
yeah.
beginner's tournament, but hey, man,
He's a shooter, though. He's a shooter.
Mox
He's a
is such a
shooter.
BA, brother. He's a shooter. He's a legit BA. So all
So
that just to say, go ahead.
does this give you a look into what he thinks?
No, now
he
I
goes
understand
into
why
a
he
match?
bleeds all the time. I'll give him the fact that he's like Devon Dudley up there, where you touch him.
He's like
it's
Abdullah.
100.
You just brush
Like,
your
you
hand
see-
across it. It's just
You
coming
see my
apart.
thick meat here? I could imagine all this on his forehead is just all scar tissue. I can only imagine all that. I'm like, I feel like a Klingon now or something. Golly. But all of that being scar tissue, I couldn't imagine. I've never ran the razor. If I've bled in wrestling matches, I think I mentioned this already. If I bled in wrestling matches, it was a shoot. Kicked in the mouth, my teeth I start bleeding through the gums, get a gash on the arm, get bit by a dog, anything. If I'm bleeding in the rest, see, I knew that would pop you. if I bleed, it's legit blood, and they'll know why. One time I got dumped over the top rope. I meant to catch myself, but I caught myself with my lip to the floor. I got up, busted lip, bleeding all over the place. People were concerned, but that's real. That really happened.
Yeah.
The problem with me with Mox, and he's calling it a combat sport, I wouldn't mind if you Brock Lesnar out there, but good sir, you're pulling the razor out in front of everybody and just going as if you're patting your forehead dry of sweat. You're just pop, 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 and cutting yourself open. Now at this point, he ain't even got to do it because it's just like tap, you're bleeding, and it's like, and I get it. I get where Mox is coming from. He's trying to say, "Oh, I go hard. I want to treat it as real as possible. Why can't people bleed all the time? Because blood is special in professional wrestling. Blood means you worked really, really hard to tell this story that." You now need blood to further it. Okay? The bloodline told the story for 3 years. Who's bled? Brock Lesnar in Madison Square Garden. He's the only person who bled in that storyline for 3 years. You do not need blood necessarily to tell a good story every single time you're out there in every single match you do.
Well, and I also think that at this point, the business has gone in a direction where we've accepted that not every time there's an injury angle, someone's going to have to run the razor it's at this point, I think the largest company in the world that's doing it has normalized blood not being part of the sport, blood no longer being the norm.
It doesn't because it doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
When you see it in, you're talking about top company, WWE, when you see it, normally it's from who I just mentioned, Brock Lesnar. It's the hard way, and it's for a reason. Yeah. It's never for, I should bleed in this match. Time to bleed. Let's see. I will talk about Blood and Guts later, but I think the Forbidden Door pay-per-view or a pay-per-view before that, I think Mox bled in his match, and then Bryan Danielson bled in his match.
Well, so I you know what? I mean, I think that's a great segue.
It takes away from it.
Listen, you just said it, blood and guts, man.
We can talk about it, bro.
Look,
we can talk.
So we don't got to say much because spoiler alert. This is not going to be in my top 30 of the greatest war games type matches.
Higher number.
Yeah, like If there was only 75, if there's
90.
only been 75 of them, then they
They're
don't make the top
76th.
100. Yeah, they don't make the top 100. Like,
it was nonsense. All right, I'm gonna start because I just want to say this. I have to compare because I have to compare. Survivor Series War Games. Tonight's Blood and Guts. So you know what? I won't even do that. I won't even do that because Survivor Series War Games was a storytelling masterpiece that not too many people are going to be able to touch inside a double cage and 2 rings, or 1 cage and 2 rings. I'll compare the last Blood and Guts to this year's Blood and Guts. Why are you so choppy? I mean, you coming closer. I don't know if that'll help, but my Wi-Fi.
you know, I just backed up visually. Yeah, I just backed up visually, but
you know, that was weird. For a second, you were like very choppy. When you watch the YouTube version, get to 45 minutes, you'll see yourself. You're like really choppy, and it was odd. We'll compare last year's Blood and Guts. That was, you know, we talked about it on the show. Eddie Kingston, Claudio, and against the J. Who else was it? Eddie, Claudio, Mox. Yeah, Blackpool were the baby faces. Blackpool were the baby faces, and they worked JAS. Am I bugging?
Is that the one where Santana got hurt, or is that 2 years ago?
That was 2 years. Hold on. AEW Blood and
There's only been 3. How many have there been so far?
3.
Okay.
First one was Inner Circle versus the Pinnacle. Okay, that was the one that had MJF, Wardlow, all those guys, Dax and Wheeler. Then it was Blood and Guts again last year, June 29th in Detroit, Jericho Appreciation Society against Eddie Kingston, Santana, Ortiz, Blackpool Combat Club. So that's been Santana's last match.
Oh, yep, that was the one where Jericho went off the ceiling.
Yes.
And he fell on the mattress.
And he fell on the mattress with all the padding. Yes.
Okay.
And that's not that one. No. I don't think that's the same match.
That was a different one?
Because this is the one where Sammy Guevara, was that the same match where Guevara jumped off of there too and went through the table? Was that all the same match? I don't think so. I think the Jericho spot where he fell was a different cage match.
Okay.
Hold on.
Oh, that's the one where what's his face? Matt Bernard bled like a stuck pig, right?
Nope. It says, that must have been the first one. MJF pushes Chris Jericho off a stage was the first Blood and Guts.
Oh, okay.
That was 2 years ago already. Jesus. So then the second Blood and Guts was when Guevara went off and Kingston and Claudio finished the match up top. Claudio locked in the sharpshooter when Kingston wanted to make Jericho tap or something like that because he had him trapped.
Oh boy!
So
how much we hated that.
Now you're remembering this, right? Okay. The first Blood and Guts ended with Jericho falling off the top onto some hokey crash pad that everybody could see. The second Blood and Guts ended with it had Eddie Kingston with the cane over there just whacking dudes as he came in. You remember all that now, right? Okay, you're remembering that match now. He was just going. I was like, "Come on, guy!
You're glow sticks." Yeah, he was doing glow sticks.
Guevara went through the table. That was Claudio's debut. All that nonsense. I'm comparing that Blood and Guts, Appreciation Society versus Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the BCC against. Wait, is that 6 guys? They had 6-on-6 Blood and Guts. My God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. They had 6 guys in that match last year. 12 guys in the cage. But anyway, whatever. I just realized that it was 6. I'm comparing 2022s to 2023s because you can't compare that Survivor Series War Games match where they had impeccable storytelling. These 3 can't even match up to that at all. Last year's Blood and Guts, I found more entertaining than the one I just watched. I don't know if you remember it.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
I was waiting for you to say something. Last year's had more of a story, I feel like. throughout the entire match. I checked out several times tonight, Vern. You witnessed it live. I was sitting there playing WWE 2K23, messing around with my universe mode while I had it on the screen. And I look up, it's just nonsense. I look back down. I look up, it's more nonsense. This guy's got crushed glass coming out of a bucket. I look back down. I get up. Omega's writhing in pain in that crushed glass now for about 3 minutes with his face right in front of the camera. I look back down. I look up. Oh, now there's a table in the ring. Okay. It felt like, how many spots can we do in an hour? Instead of, what's the story we telling? While y'all have been telling this story for months now, ever since the BCC became heel in the AEW eyes, when they started beating people up backstage and making everybody bleed, that was at least several months ago.
Have the BCC won anything, or have the BCC turned into the aces and eights of
don't forget, you're about to call it TNA. You mean AEW. Don't forget that Wheeler Yuta pin where he put the seatbelt pin on Kenny Omega. So they did win matches.
They won singles, but they've not won.
They
won a multi-man?
That was a multi-man. That was at the pay-per-view. Hold on now. You're going to make me look it up.
Remind me. I don't remember the finishes.
Hold on.
I remember Yuta got a win on TV. I don't remember Yuta got a win on in the multi-man match. I feel like Yuta's eating the pin at all the multi-man matches.
No. Hold on now. Come on. It'll pop up. Yuta pins Omega. AEW Dynamite. Nope. That was a one-on-one.
Yeah.
No, because he didn't win that match. He didn't beat that match. He didn't win that match. Last week or 2 weeks ago, he didn't win that match.
Oh, I remember. Didn't he pin Omega sometime?
He pinned him. It was some kind of multi-man, and I'm mad I can't remember right now.
Okay.
He hit him with that seat belt cover where like your arms are behind you and your legs are suspended in the air. And Yuta's on the side of you and he's holding both your arms back.
Oh, yes.
He won that multi-man. I'm trying to remember. Because that was the big deal. I was like, Wheeler, Yuta, here it goes. Thank you. It was at Double or Nothing. I knew I wasn't bugging. It was at the pay-per-view.
What was the match?
Yeah, when he was Captain America, bro. Come on. You're looking at it right now. We'll probably get flagged for this gif. But he hit him with this pin, remember?
Oh, yeah.
That was at Double or Nothing. So you can't say they were aces and eights where they were just losing all the time. But
am I crazy though? Why does it feel like every time it feels like they get into a big high profile match, they take the L?
I cannot answer that question because I don't care enough. I follow the storyline vaguely enough to understand where they're trying to go, and I didn't like where they went. So
you know what? That actually sums it up. It's just at this point, it's like I'm not even liking the stories. The stories they're not going anywhere. Like this elite BCC thing, I don't understand why they keep adding another layer to it. It's like the cake that just doesn't end.
Because even the way they ended the story, it left all of the elite, the golden elite, and just the 3 members of the Blackpool Combat Club. Pac walked out. Callis called Takeshita and told him to leave. Just straight up told him to leave.
Like a parent calling their child home.
Yeah. The last few times I've seen Don Callis, it's like pissed me off. I'm watching Cyrus the Virus in 98. He just introduced the Oddities. And I didn't realize when the Oddities first came out, they were supposed to be some stupid carnival act. Just a bunch of carnies. And then it turned into the ICP version of the Oddities with Cartman. But yeah, you remember that, right? But the first time Cyrus the Virus comes out and he's announcing Luna, Golga. Was that Giant Gonzalez?
Kurgan.
No Kurgan yet. No Kurgan yet.
No Kurgan yet. Okay.
It was just Golga, which was Tenta, right?
John Tenta under a
Luna.
mask.
Yep. Luna and Giant Gonzalez, right? And just a regular red shirt. It wasn't a Giant Gonzalez, right? Am I bugging?
No, it's not Giant Gonzalez.
Who am I thinking of then? we're going on a tangent, but Giant Silva. Sorry,
Giant Silva. There we go. Okay, I was like,
Giant
no, it's not
Silva.
Giant somebody, but it's not Giant. Not Kurgan.
Yeah, he wasn't hairy enough to be Giant Gonzalez. But no, like, all I'm saying is to go back to where we were talking about this blood and guts match. The fact that it took an hour of programming where they couldn't tell any other stories or progress anything else on television because they had to give you this match for an hour on television. It's a miss. I felt like last year's was way better. They're in a bigger arena this year. And Shay, like I said, Shay was there. I hope you can. Oh, he's sending me more stuff. Hold on. Oh, it's the Acclaimed. That's why he sent it to me. Anyway, I want to show you this picture of where is it? Oh, it's a video of the arena. I hope you can see. Can you see it? It's kind of it ain't gonna. I don't know how it's gonna work, but it's like an 8-second clip. So look, pretty filled,
Yeah,
except for that upper bowl.
correct.
The upper bowl seems to stop.
Which is fine.
I was okay with it. Shay was like, he said it was a little scarce in the areas, but I'm like, I'm sure because I'm sure AEW overpriced some spots like floor seats or whatever. But it's for an AEW show at a larger venue. I said good to him. I said good job AEW. That had to be over 10K. So great work, excellent work filling that place out to the best of your ability and having it look good on a television screen, so you don't have to do camera work so people don't see that empty side over there. You know what I mean? But
right.
It's just that you could do so much more. But who am I? AEW fans ate that stuff up.
They did. They loved it. The crowd was hot for everything.
All night. So go ahead. You tell me your take on this matchup that you saw tonight, and I'm gonna take a nap.
Oh no, I could be quick about it. I hated it. I hated it because it was all the things you see at an indie show were done tonight on national television, and I hate that.
Now I don't want to cut you off, but it was the entire show was like that.
Oh yeah, the entire show.
Entire was an indie
first
show.
Hour to the final bell. If the football coach was the ring bell guy, if the
principal's gonna do the stunner.
Principal is gonna come in to do the stunner after the final bell. He's the secret entrance into the blood and guts. The music teacher is gonna do a run in under.
He's gonna
punch
Moxley in the head and make him bleed.
Yeah, like this was an indie show in all the worst ways, right? Like sometimes I say that and it's a compliment. This time around, I'm saying that it was an indie show in the way that it felt low budget, low rent. I saw Bed and Nails, which when I'm watching a death match, that's what I'm saying. When I'm watching a death match, when I'm watching 1,000, right? Like a Bed of Nails thumbtack death match, right? I'm walking into it knowing this is what I'm watching. I'm going into a death match fully aware I'm watching a death match. Today, we were watching a War Games match that
was a death match.
It was like a high, expensive version of what CZW does in their cages, except CZW does it on a shoestring budget, 10 times more dangerous, and I jump out of my seat more because I'm afraid someone's going to die watching their stuff. And it's CZW, and it's done in front of 200 people.
Yeah.
This was done at the Garden with a lot of money and a huge budget, and I saw glass being used,
crushed glass,
thumbtacks, a bed of nails.
How about Moxley laying on the bed of nails for like 2 minutes?
Yeah,
just getting up,
just lay there.
Like I don't know. I'm gonna continue to say it. There I go using you again. I'm gonna continue to say it every time. We're sitting here, we're burying AEW. I want to see AEW succeed.
Watch Collision.
But Vern.
Watch Collision.
We're going to talk about Collision a little bit. But Vern, you came on at about 8:30 something. It was very early in the night. And we were watching the AEW.
I tuned in for the MJF thing that made me angry.
You saw me physically dejected, all set with the show. Then they put on that crap for an hour, and I was checked out. I can't do it. I can't. There are some acts in AEW I like, but I can't. I don't know, man.
The
It's
John
tough.
Moxley, I don't sell anything. I'm gonna bump and stand up. I'm gonna roll, stand up.
Ooh, me. Pick me.
Please.
Foot to the gas pedal, brother. You said you're gonna understand his mindset. I ain't got time to sell. I'm too busy with my foot on the gas.
That's what it feels like. No, like he just okay. Whatever it is, just rolls through, stands up, next to the next thing. Rolls through, stands up, gets to the next thing.
Do you want to hear the results for Rampage?
Tell it to me.
It's on here. So before we do that, I'm just gonna tell you the Dynamite show, all of the Dynamite show.
Today's?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So some people in the front row paid a good amount of money to go there. Hundreds of dollars.
A lot of people in the front row because there was a huge front row.
Hundreds of dollars to watch 4 matches. Granted, you get 3 more on Rampage, but no. The main show, 2 hours of wrestling television live, you got 4 matches. One was 51 minutes and 15 seconds. One was 1 minute and 5 seconds.
Yikes.
I didn't even see Britt Baker come on my screen. That's how much less attention I was paying. I didn't even know she wrestled. I didn't see her segment at all.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's that. So Hook lost his FTW championship to Jack Perry and also lost his undefeated streak. Way to just get rid of your undefeated streaks in about a month and a half. Jade Cargill, see you bye. Go on vacation, shorty. Thanks for everything for 500 days and your 60 matches. Hook, same thing, buddy. Thanks, bud. What's next for Hook, Vern? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's what's next.
Hook really got done like the Bill Goldberg. We're just gonna take it away today. It's Tuesday. It's time to kill the streak.
So when you see something happen in the E, right? Okay. Austin Theory. Remember this? Austin Theory lost Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins, right? Lost Money in the Bank. Oh my God, there it is. Austin Theory's buried. That the E's all done with him. Vince is gone. He's not Triple H's guy. He's buried. What do? The very next week, scathing promo. Make sure that he's a changed man now. No more of this selfie nonsense. I'm a changed man. United States champion to this day on the A show, secondary champion, doing his thing.
You know what I would have compared it to actually?
What?
Was Dom winning yesterday? There was a lot of angry people in the basement about Dom winning the North American title.
We're gonna mention that later too.
No, but you just saying this, I'm thinking you didn't even got to go that far, Frank. Like
I'm just saying
there was a large percentage of fans who were like, "What, Dom? What? How dare you? How dare you do that to Wesley? How dare you? Do you know the kind of run he's had? Do you know the kind of quality of matches he's had? To have it taken from him in a cheating loss?"
Do you hear your voice? That's heat. That's heat. That's what we call in the business
disrespectful heat. To the give him his flowers.
See, this is why I hate this is a tangent, but this is why I hate smart fans, because 30 years ago we wouldn't talk like that. We'd be like, damn it, Rhea and the Judgment Day getting in people's business. I hope Wesley gets his comeuppance. Now it's they took it off of him. What are they thinking backstage?
What's creative doing? You see that? They Vince the situation.
No suspending of disbelief. It's gone. Nobody suspended their disbelief. But I was saying what I was saying real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I just wanted to talk about WWE had a plan for Austin Theory. He wasn't going to dethrone Roman, and Roman was the only champion. So they had him go for another title and lose to then revamp his character. Right. And now people are starting to say that his Theory character is getting stale. I've heard that somewhere. I was like, you guys are bugging. One of those Twitter comments or whatever. So this is why I'm thinking like, yo, with Hook had his father's belt. That means absolutely nothing in AEW. I think if I click this, it's going to say an unsanctioned title. It is presented as an outlaw or renegade title that is unsanctioned by officials in storyline.
But they keep track of it.
Of course. No, do they on their website? Do they? They don't do that. They don't do that.
Why would they not?
They got rankings and everything for that. And whatever happened to the rankings ain't there no more.
If you don't talk, remember, Prof told us, don't talk about it no more. Doesn't exist.
It doesn't. Sir. It is an unsanctioned title. It is an unsanctioned title. It would be right here, wouldn't
not
it?
Included. Interesting. Okay.
It's
I don't know.
Not. It is a meaningless belt, sir. It is a meaningless belt, my man.
I've never gone to the website like that, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe the new renders got to come up. Well, we'll check it next week and see if the new renders up.
I've only been on that site only for this podcast. They're not. It's not there. Undefeated streak that you've built this kid up on. He was the reason people tuned into Rampage in the first stages of Rampage to watch Hook. When it was send Hook, all that nonsense, right? That was the reason why. It was because of him. You give him an undefeated streak, doesn't lose to anybody. His first loss is to Jungle Boy Jack Perry in 11 minutes and 40 seconds.
Did it make Jungle Boy a bigger heel? I didn't see the match, so I can't tell you.
Is my silence not enough? Do you hate Jack Perry more knowing that he defeated Hook in his undefeated streak? You didn't even have to watch it. Do you hate him more?
The undefeated streak was pointless for Hook because it stopped meaning something a long time ago. But yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened. And then Britt Baker defeated Kayla Sparks in a minute. And then the blind eliminator tag tournament, the Battle Bowl, right? Battle Bowl.
Yep.
So it was a blind eliminator tag tournament. It's supposed to be teammates that are not teammates, right? And then Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara.
But don't you remember? Because technically Sammy was leaving the JAS. And then for some reason he's back with the JAS.
He's not. But after this match, him and Daniel Garcia were like, "Piss off, Jericho, dude." The problem is, it's like our podcast. There's too many storyline tangents. I think that's what it is. We talk like this because we talk in tangents, but that's the problem with AEW. It's like it's written by somebody who has ADHD. I feel like that's what it's like. All right, I'm gonna write this.
Dynamite is Dynamite.
Oh, I see you're
Collision. Yo, I'm just saying, Collision is a different show.
You love you some Collision. Look,
no, I don't love you some Collision. I just think Collision is the WCW Saturday night that AEW promised us. It's just a class. It just feels like a normal wrestling show. Like not glitzy, not glamoury, not pretty. The only one that was bad was week 2, where
it's funny
Jericho
because
out and he did his fake Monday Night Raw skit that never ended, and we all went, I never want to see this again."
That's when I checked out. I haven't watched the Collision since. Right. All right, let me tell you these Rampage results.
Tell me,
how you feel about this name? A Royal Rampage Battle Royal. How you feel about that name? Royal Rampage Battle Royal.
I heard it, but it's still hated.
Good.
It's
there's no results. It's just matches. Okay, the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn versus QTV. I think they're going to groom them to be legitimate contenders for those trios titles.
Who?
They've been doing nothing but trio stuff.
Who?
They claimed.
Oh.
But they already worked the House of Black, but, they worked Swerve in Our Glory twice before going over. So, remember that one, Swerve in Our Glory. That was a thing, bro.
Remember that feud, where that went?
Yes, nowhere. Moving on. Chris Statlander and Marina Shafir. You know me. You know me, Vern.
I don't actually.
For the TBS title. So that's what you're gonna get on Friday night. Bang up job. Can't wait to see it. Spoiler alert. Shay told me in the come on now. Don't do this. In the Rumble, Minoru Suzuki was in it. He popped. Oh, he popped for it because Suzuki was in it. So are you good with this blood and gut show? Anything you want to cap off?
Not a thing. Please.
Disappointing.
Right?
I
have nothing else to say.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick.
It wasn't my cup of tea. I hope they get it right next year.
Speaking of cup, see what I did there? Speaking of cup, why are you so grainy tonight? You look like you're on Sega Genesis, bro. You 16-bit right now.
I don't know.
It's crazy. I don't know. It's weird. I don't look like that on my side, do I?
No, senor.
I hope it doesn't come out that way. It's very strange. I don't know. Very strange. But I'm not going to stop anything now. We're an hour in. And I can hear you just fine, so that works. Where are we? So, the Owen Hart Cup, speaking of cups. I just want to go over this with you. I didn't get to watch it. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I watched the matches because I didn't realize it was ending on Collision. I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
I was waiting for it to be on Dynamite. Like, oh, main event of Dynamite or main event of pay-per-view. No, it's Collision. It's Collision. Do it on Collision. Okay. So let's just talk about who you had as your Owen Hart winners and who I had as my Owen Hart winners. So a couple weeks back, I don't remember exactly what episode. Maybe it was one of the RIP episodes. Could have been, maybe even before that. Well, they announced the bracket a minute ago, didn't they? At Double or Nothing.
Yes, I think so.
It couldn't have been draft. So Double or Nothing was the preview. So episode 34. Hold on a second. I'm just trying to see where I got those photos last time. Huh, weird. Okay, just wondering. And they were there again. So episode 34, RIP Iron Sheet, 3 episodes ago, we made predictions on who we thought was going to win the tournament. You had, for your women, Sky Blue over Athena, because you know the internet loves Sky Blue right now, so you thought Sky Blue was going to get that win.
Yep.
And you picked CM Punk over Powerhouse Hobbs, which I like that pick because of the history they had before and how Punk wanted to work Hobbs. So I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I had for the women Willow Nightingale defeating Ruby Soho because you know she's thicker than a pillow. Willow, I had to put my girl over, and then I had in the men's Ricky Starks defeating Samoa Joe. So as far as accuracy, Vern, you were, I think you're 0 for 4.
Yep.
You did have the runner, I guess the 3rd and 4th place people there. So it was Athena and Willow, and it was Sky Blue and Ruby. So you got to that point. And you had Punk and Hobbs. So we were close. We kind of picked the opposites of each other.
Indeed, we did.
I just so happened to have a more accurate showing here. But I was 3 for 4. I had Willow over Ruby Soho, which was the finals and the outcome. And I had Starks over Joe. And it was Starks over Punk. I couldn't see CM Punk losing, but then please tell me, because you saw what happened at the end of Ricky Starks's
it was
tell me what it was.
It was just
real quick. Or the people, not me. You already told me.
It was just fumbled. It was fumbled. Ricky Starks goes for a victory roll, does a victory roll, and for whatever reason, I guess I know why. To turn him heel, to solidify I'm a heel.
In AEW,
he grabs the rope for leverage, but in a victory roll, I don't understand why you would grab the rope for leverage because it doesn't add any leverage to the move.
Because usually you're on your butt.
Correct.
So you can't unless you pull back on the legs or something. But then the person might kick
out. Then the referee, which is Bryce Remsburg, is just looking at his hand holding the rope and still counts to 3 and raises his hand and acts like he didn't just see a disqualification or a reason to break up the count. Not disqualification, but a reason to break up the pin and call the pin off because they're cheating. Didn't say anything, and that was that.
Mm-hmm. So now Ricky Starks is a heel.
Oh, no, excuse me. You're right. Thank you. I missed that part. After Ricky Starks does that, right? He's a heel. He storms out, and Jushin Thunder Liger is up there holding the trophy, the cup to give it to him, and he snatches out of Jushin Thunder Liger's hand. He storms off like a heel because he's a heel.
How much do you think Jushin Thunder Liger made for that 2 minutes?
Too much. Too much.
Man, Tony's got money, man.
Too much to put on his gear and just stand there with the trophy.
I love AEW. I need a job, bro. God, everybody making money over there. Shoot. If Jushin Thunder Liger can come in gear to hold the trophy up and then get it snatched from him, and that's the only time you saw him, I'm sure he got 4 figures at least. And trans and hotel and breakfast, lunch, and dinner per diems. Come on, bro.
Let's go.
I need all that. I need all that. So no, I just found this year's tournaments strange because it ended on a Saturday night show. I know you're trying to boost the not legitimacy, the perception, good one, of the show. So you wanted to end there, but I know I couldn't be the only one that was like, oh, I didn't even know the tournament finished. Unless you're a diehard, you know, I don't know. It was underwhelming. I saw the first round, the quarterfinals.
Well, like I told you, when we were on the phone before, I told you, man, check out Collision. Collision has been a lot better than you thought it was.
I will watch the last few weeks. I missed the last 2 weeks. What was it? 4 weeks in, right?
Because your boy Juice just goes hard.
That's my guy. All right.
He just goes in. He goes in. That's why.
It's my guy.
That's the only reason I can tell you like it was worth it, because he goes in.
So that's clearly right now your bad influence. That's your Christopher Daniels is Juice Robinson.
Yeah, maybe.
And Frankie Kazarian is Jay White, because that was the only reason in that TNH era, late 2013.
No, wait. Though I will say, time out. Big side caveat.
Sure.
The promo they did last week, was it? Where Jay White did a promo? Bro, it was like 20 minutes of nonsense. Like it just went nowhere. Jay White was just like, I don't know. I guess because in Japan, when they do the promos, you know, so like when like he cuts his promos, he's just talking and cussing and yelling, and he drones on for 15 minutes. And Zack Sabre Jr.
And even there's no reaction because
you're just doing it to the media.
Yeah, the Japanese folks are just watching. I think I know why that thing is acting up.
Bro, man, this thing was long and it went nowhere. And it was long. And I was like, yo, you know what got me so angry about it? Who cut the promo?
Jay.
Who said absolutely nothing but just stood there like background imagery?
Juice. Done.
I was angry. That was the only thing I might be pissed off, because I was like, yo,
give Juice the mic.
I get it that in every fan has said, oh my God, you're the next coming of Shawn Michaels, HBK, blah, 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 blah. You're the next coming of insert famous junior heavyweight. You're not. You're not.
Yeah. We talked about Jay a while ago.
My goodness. Like maybe Jay is it at New Japan, where you've got 25 minutes to put on a banger. But Juice is dripping with personality, and the fact that the guy with the most personality just stood there chewing the scenery, while the guy who meandered and just
what was the point of the promo?
Nothing. I have no idea.
You have no idea. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure.
You know who didn't talk? The guy who could cut a promo, the guy who could have said, who?
Right.
So dude, that's like that was the one thing I want to tell you. Yes. If you watch Collision, you get a different look at guys, but man, did Collision I feel like it exposed Jay White for like, whatever that it is about Jay White that he has, apparently, it was not there at all in that in-ring promo. It was terrible.
I think we talked about it before, but I remember the first time I saw Jay White. I think the first time I saw Jay White was PWG. White trunks, basic guy. Oh, he's another guy from Australia or whatever. I was like, oh, he's pretty decent working PWG. Then I started seeing him in New Japan, and they're calling him Switchblade. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. He kind of looks like the cleaner, but I mean, it's just your next Gaijin, whatever. And then he started getting over, and then he started beating guys and winning belts. And I'm like, where's this coming from? Why? Like, why? Is it because you plucked him to be the leader of the Bullet Club now? Because you ran out of Gaijins, they all left. So it's like, okay, Jay, you, yep, come on. Come, you. Here's the shirt. It's yours now. You're the leader. I feel like he's never had, you okay? I feel like he's never had that appeal where it's like, oh, this Jay White guy's the real deal. I've never seen that from the jump. So I don't know. I don't know about Jay White. I'm all about juice. So works for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got a question though. How's Miro doing on Collision?
The promos, he finally
Promos?
Yeah, he's been doing promos. I think he promoted God again.
Matches?
And he beat God.
Matches?
No, he's had a squash match. He had like 2 squash matches, and I think he had a promo, I think, last week, if I remember, or the week before.
How's my guy El Idolo?
They're doing something with the House of Black, where the House of Black stole his microphone. So 2 weeks ago, he cut probably the worst promo ever, where you couldn't understand a single word he said.
That's my Andrade.
And then last week, he cut like...
I won't take it any other way.
You could tell he tried. Like,
yeah.
He was talking slow and did his best to... Because someone definitely was like, yo, bro, it's not it. It's not it. You are not talking the way you think you are.
Yeah.
Because he spoke differently this last time.
Yeah.
And he tried. Like, you could tell he was trying really hard.
That's why he never cut promos in the E. That's why Zelina was with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let a little slick talker from New York. Let her talk for you. That's my guy, though. Let me some Andrade. Yeah, how's Thunder Rosa doing?
Who?
Moving on. Hey, I just realized we ain't never do the show analytics like I said we were. Save it for next show.
Let's go. Keep rolling.
Yep, I'm just gonna hold on. Let me just pop that here. I saw the last red thing and I was like, oh, we were supposed to do that first. But then we started talking about how I got bit by a dog and all that. And I love that every time I mention it, you just start dying. I love it. I love it. Hey, Vern, let's move on to the next topic. Death before Dishonor. Are you ready? Are you pumped?
Yeah,
Are you
hyped? Because neither one of us know anything, so I will blindly pick who I think is going to win. So let's write it down and see how wrong I get it.
Good, sir. Let me yawn. I feel like every time we get to this portion of AEW, I yawn, man. I'm sorry. All right, we talked about Collision. We talked about AEW. We're talking a lot about AEW today. We're on Ring of Honor. When's the last time you watched Ring of Honor television?
Next question.
What's the last thing you remember about Ring of Honor television?
Last thing I remember was I watched.
I remember Samoa beating Mark Briscoe for the TV title. That's all I remember.
Oh, you talk about classic Ring of Honor?
Just happened on Ring of Honor TV on Honor Club.
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, like early weeks.
Okay, no. Then the last thing I watched on Ring of Honor TV was the... Oh, no, that wasn't... Actually, no. Okay, nothing. New Ring of Honor, nothing. Claudio being the champ, and I think maybe a highlight or something you sent me.
Okay.
I have not watched any Ring of Honor.
Death Before Dishonor.
Uh-huh.
When did they... Oh, their show is today on Thursday, so they'll finish the card today.
Well, they stream it today. Yeah, they stream them today.
Yeah, stream today. So, according to... I have Wikipedia up. As of right now, there's only 5 matches. They don't even know who's going to face Claudio for the title yet. So, technically 4. But they just know Claudio's working. Apparently, somebody on Wikipedia... It's crazy because I'm looking at the storylines, and you ever go to a WWE Wikipedia for a pay-per-view, and it's like a dissertation for the storylines. I have these storylines in one screen right here for Death Before Dishonor. This episode, that episode, that episode. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out. We have 5 matches so far, Vern. I just want you to hear them. You don't know these matches yet, right?
Nope.
Okay, good sir. Like I told you, Claudio was working somebody for the Ring of Honor World Championship. That's the first match they show here. Match 2, Samoa Joe will take on the winner of the Ring of Honor World Television Championship Eliminator Tournament. Drum roll, please. Dalton Castle.
Okay.
With the boys. So that should be a good match. Castle
Should
and
be.
Joe for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship.
Should be a good Ring of Honor style match.
So on Honor Club TV on the 13th, Castle beat Nice and Shane Taylor beat Sean Dean. And then the very next week, whoops. Well, I'm spoiling it. It's happening today. Dalton Castle will defeat Shane Taylor.
Oh.
So that's how it's Dalton Castle and Samoa Joe. So it didn't air till today. Well, it will air today, which is July 20th.
Well, that's fine because no one's going to see this but me and you, so you can spoil it because when this releases, it'll always be after the fact.
Yeah, and it's always, every time this releases, it'll be the day after, actually. Mm-hmm. That's before Dishonor, so it's fine. Next match, Pure Wrestling Rules for the Pure Championship. Katsuyori Shibata versus Daniel Garcia. I think this is Daniel Garcia's 4th Pure Championship match in Ring of Honor, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
4th on the pay-per-view. Every time there's a Ring of Honor Pure Championship match, if it didn't involve Wheeler Yuta, it involved Daniel Garcia or the both of them.
Well, Daniel Garcia, the match that did make him famous, ironically, wasn't a 60-minute Iron Man match against Wheeler Yuta. That was the match that allegedly put them on the map for every Banger fan, was them two working each other in a 60-minute match for IWTV.
Yeah, that sounds.
You ever seen it?
Great. No, I haven't.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 hour Wheeler Yuta, hard pass.
I'm all set, buddy. I'm cool on Gruber. Cool. Next match. This one I watch because you know why. Ring of Honor Women's World Championship match. Athena will defend it against Thicker Than a Pillow Willow.
Okay.
And then this is the good one. You ready, Vern? You ready, Vern? You ready for this one? It is a fatal 4-way tag team match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. We have the Lucha Brothers taking on, those are the champions, taking on the Kingdom, Best Friends, and returning back to in-ring competition, Aussie Open. So that match is going to feel like an Impact Wrestling match.
Yeah, that does. It sounds like an Impact Wrestling match.
Was it Mark Davis? Mark Davis is the bigger one, right?
Yeah,
he was hurt for a little bit.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was hurt for a while. Remember? Yeah, you did. You watched the New Japan Strong show. He came out and cut a promo.
Yes, I did. What am I talking about?
It just escaped your mind. You didn't care enough.
No, you're not lying. I did not care enough.
So yeah, man, those are the 5 we have so far. So Claudio, TBA, Samoa Joe, Castle, Shibata, Garcia, Athena, Nightingale, fatal 4-way tag match. Talk to me, Vern. What are you looking forward to the most?
I'll probably, you know what? I'll tell you. I don't know if I'm looking forward to anything on that card, but I'll tell you who I think will win them.
Sure, you want to do that?
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you blind pick this whole card.
I'm gonna blind pick.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it tomorrow because I got nothing to do. Not tomorrow, Friday. Death.
I'm gonna go with for the tag. Let's give it to the Kingdom because
the tag titles, tag champions.
Because they're a Ring of Honor exclusive tag team. I think they want to put it back on a Ring of Honor exclusive team.
Sure.
Next. So we'll go back with the Kingdom because they had it before and they held it for a while.
Sure.
Who's next?
It was Athena and Willow Nightingale.
Athena retains.
Ooh, I don't like you.
I know, but I feel like they just gave Willow that cup. I don't see them giving Willow the cup and then giving her the title right afterwards.
So was it a trophy and a belt like last time? Or is this a trophy?
No, I think it's just a trophy. It's just a cup.
Smart.
I think the corniness of giving a pink title was like realized that's pretty dumb.
That's pretty hokey. Now you have to do this every year. Yeah, that was
correct.
Dumb. Pure title, Shibata Garcia.
I think Garcia finally picks it up here from Shibata.
Yeah, I mean, Shibata's on loan.
I think Shibata's going home.
Shibata's on loan. He's tired. He wants to go back home to Japan. Doesn't feel like living on American soil.
Correct.
Working studio
and whoever
wrestling.
Claudio faces, Claudio's going to win.
Hold on. Joe Castle.
That's the only one that throws me a bit of a conundrum. But I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to say that Joe's going to retain. He'll cheat to retain to keep his heel run going. But Dalton Castle will come back for a rematch.
So you don't think Joe solidified his spot on Collision yet? To the point where he doesn't need to be on Ring of Honor anymore?
So I want Joe. Well, I thought Joe was a Ring of Honor guy. Like he's not like a quote unquote Ring of Honor exclusive, or he's just there just for this title.
I don't think so. He's working Collision. He's working Collision.
All right, so then I'm gonna. You know what? Then yeah, then let's give it to Dalton Castle. If that's all,
Castle?
Yeah, why not? We'll give it a Castle because I think Joe doesn't need the belt either at this point. But then again, he was running the King of Television. He's got a T-shirt, so I think that my rule of four.
Oh, he's got a T-shirt.
Yeah, if he has it, I don't know if he does. I'm saying if he has a T-shirt, then we know it's almost
he's
done.
Sticking around. Yeah. Main event: Claudio versus TBA. Who you picking?
Claudio. I don't think Claudio gets the throne anytime soon.
Who's gonna be that guy? Who knows?
I don't think he's
Who knows?
Nick
Who
Wayne.
knows? And all.
Wayne.
Oh God.
No, because Nick Wayne's gonna be an AEW darling. So no, can't be Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne. Okay.
Or maybe what's his name? Mark Briscoe, but he just got hurt.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I couldn't even tell you in all honesty.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll watch the pay-per-view. I don't watch the weekly episodic television. I'm treating them like TNA or Impact. I really tried watching those first few shows. And then I started seeing the cards, and then I started seeing who's on it. And I'm like, I don't want to watch any of these guys. So here I am going pay-per-view to pay-per-view like I used to. So yeah. So yeah, that's all I want to do. I'll let you be on the spot for Death Before Dishonor. Are you gonna watch it on Friday?
Possibly. I can't make a promise. Probably.
Don't lie to me. Yeah. You're not. You'll watch it on the sites and you'll skim through so you can make sure you can elaborate.
Have enough just to talk about it. Go.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll get on my Dave Meltzer. I really hated the match. So what part did you like? The part that didn't fit my style of wrestling.
I almost did a spit take.
That's a part I didn't like.
I'm glad that was not a full swing.
Did you watch it? Well, no, I didn't watch it, but the part
I was there. I was at the building. I was there.
The part I skimmed through, I didn't like.
I was getting pretzels. I didn't watch it. It didn't fit my liking. 2.25 stars.
Yeah, 2.25 stars.
Dude, you're pissing me off with this Meltzer stuff. All right, moving on. Right, we're good. Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, no, we're good.
Vern, so far we're doing great on time, brother. We're doing great.
Oh yeah.
I figured this was going to be that show. So.
Absolutely.
We deserved it. Actually, we'll talk about it real quick. We've been running like heavy on the 3 hours.
Hey, man, because we had stuff to talk about. But we both said it before we got on this week that, look, we spent the half hour you telling a story about being bit by a dog. Clearly, there wasn't much wrestling to talk about that we could spend a half an hour discussing getting bit by a dog and us just laughing like we weren't on the podcast. Because when you legit were like, are we still on the podcast? It's like, yeah, let's get back to what we're supposed to do.
I forgot we're actually supposed to be talking
not
about
just
wrestling.
us telling stories. Yeah, but no.
Oh, that damn dog.
I mean, there's two things left that are, I think that they're important things to talk about because this is the main event tonight because we always like to end on wrestling. And they're big things. So this last week, man, saw a lot of changes on television, on free TV. We got a lot of TV title changes.
Yeah.
There was some on pay-per-view, but we're not going to talk about the pay-per-view ones because as the name states, you got to pay to watch it. So
you got to pay. Yeah. That's where you usually get your payoff.
That's where you get them. Yeah. But this week we got a few title changes on television and I want to get your feelings on them, man.
You want to talk about the actual ones? Or you want me to relay them off?
Yeah, sure. Let's start with the Raw the other night. Liv and Raquel dropped the titles to Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville.
I was shocked.
Yeah. Well, allegedly, Liv, I saw in the basement. It's been reported.
Of course.
Liv was seen with a brace on. More news to follow.
So she's hurt again. Came back too soon or hurt something else?
I don't know. All I heard was like it's like the Bailey news, right? Like someone's in a brace, someone's in anything. It's like news.
That's why I didn't even mention the Bailey thing because nobody has mentioned anything. So it probably was just a tweak and she's good now. That's why I didn't even bother. So Raquel is snake bitten. If this is true with Liv again. Another hurt teammate. Just make her a singles person now.
Yeah, Raquel.
I mean, it seems like that's where they're going with with her and Rhea, the way
Yeah,
they're
the
interacting with each
collision
other.
course with the two of them. Yeah.
It has to be at this
So
point.
can we get Raquel back to Raquel from NXT? Can we get
Big back. Can we get Big Back back?
what was her name?
Don't say La Güera Loca because that's Taya Valkyrie.
That wasn't that was Taya Valkyrie. Wasn't it like
don't say
I thought it was like
La
Mami. I thought it was like La Mami Loca or something like that, or La Mami Mera. I thought it was something like that.
She was Gonzalez down there.
Or La Chicana. Wasn't she like the no, or was that a what's her face? Was that Thunder Rosa? No.
I forget.
Yeah,
Thunder Rosa has been on TV in forever. I forgot.
I don't remember NXT Raquel, but I could have sworn in NXT she had a different, like she had like a little deal going. But either way, NXT, her character was like she was like the Diesel of NXT. She was tough, she was big, she was strong, she was putting ladies down.
She's 6 feet tall, man.
She got to the she got to the main. She adopted a big smile, and she just.
Yeah, I think they looked at her. They probably saw her backstage and they saw that smile. Like, oh, we can make money with that smile. Let's make her a baby face. But look at her now when she's interacting with Rhea. How tough she looks. How mean spirited.
I think the two of them could put on a banger like they did in NXT.
If we get the same physicality we saw with Rhea and Charlotte at Mania with Raquel and Rhea, I'm happy.
Okay, yeah.
Physicality wise, I'm not talking about in-ring work wise.
How
physical. I mean, I feel like Rhea's gonna bring that out of her anyway.
Yes,
but
I feel like Rhea's the kind of person you work with that if you're not gonna work to that level, they're gonna eat you up in the ring.
They're gonna eat you alive. Yes.
You're gonna either work to that level, you're gonna work to that, you're gonna hit just as hard because you got to get into it, or you're just gonna get bruised up.
Yeah, Rhea's like a safe kind of snug.
Yeah,
she's like 2 G's. Not 3, not 4. Yeah. Once you pass 3 G's, you're stiff, brother. You're stiff. So she's like 2 G's. She's snug-ug. And I don't mind it. You gotta be physical. Just like Moxley was saying, right? Moxley said, foot to the gas pedal. It's a combat sport. I have the notes right here. I'm looking at him. Right? He would we're punching and kicking in the face every match, right? Right. I love the physicality that Rhea brings. She brings it to everybody. Everybody gets the same energy.
Yeah.
So if Raquel can reciprocate that should be a goodie. That should be a goodie at SummerSlam, right? That's got to be the match at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, I think so. And how do you feel about now Chelsea Green and DeVille getting a tag run?
So I'm happy for them.
And they got the picture. I know you've seen the picture online.
Do they?
They got the picture. Papa H in the middle, and the two of them holding the belts. They got
the point. I didn't see it.
Come on, man.
Dude, I haven't looked at anything wrestling wise on my phone.
I didn't send it to you this morning because I figured you must have seen it because you usually want to tell me about the Triple H points. But yeah, they got the point.
Where's the point? Oh my gosh, hold on.
I'm pretty positive it'll probably be on their Twitter account.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. I found it. Come on now, quick Google search. I found it. Boom, bam. This deal, the double points.
There it is.
Right at Gorilla too. It's crazy.
They got the point. That's the
behind them is the curtain. No, that's not the curtain because it's got the big logo behind it.
Yeah. Can we just say that's become that's become the new Vince handshake, right? Is you want to get the Triple H point.
You get the Triple H point in you. So I'm gonna say this about Chelsea Green.
Shoot.
When I watched her in TNA, when she was the bride that, got left at the altar and she was going crazy.
Yes.
I was not rocking with it at all. Right? Can I just put this on the... Oh, yes, I can. I'm looking at this photo. It's the E-Dust. It has to be. It has to be the E-Dust. Chelsea Green's facial expressions alone. Peep this. How do you explain that face right now, Vern? How do you explain that if you had to the people on the audio?
Chelsea got bug eyes. She has a look on her face as she's saying, call the manager because I'm about to write. I'm getting names and I want last names spelled correctly because she's calling corporate today.
Look at her neck. How does a neck do that?
She's just like she's cocked back like she's about to tell you off.
Sir.
And Sonya's got a look on her face like she's about to cut you.
Yes. Well, Sonya's got that. What's that? RBF. She's got RBF.
Yes.
Look at it here. She's got that RBF. She's always had that RBF.
But she
the
does look like a
facials.
star. I'm sorry, Chelsea. I agree with you, Chelsea. When I didn't see her in Impact, but I watched some of her stuff, her silliness in Impact, and I was just like,
Yes.
yish.
Yes.
The outfit and the whole. She was left at the altar.
Left at the altar. That's where this came from. For the audio listener, we're looking at her.
The veil,
The
which is
veil right at
which
the
we
waist.
have said has become the it thing that's become the new spell your name backwards in female wrestling.
Yeah, I feel like
Is wear veils, wear a
I think
train.
she was one of the originators of the veil. To be
I
honest,
thought she was the originator of wearing the veil. With
I think she
with
was
that hat.
because it was the whole bride thing. That's why. So I mean, I'm giving Shorty her flowers now because I don't want her to not get them ever at all because since
She's had a come up.
on,
she has had a come up. Chelsea in the last year, she went from someone who randomly showed up and just was playing this annoying, complaining character to she's now one of the tag team champions.
Yeah, she has made Sonya even more relevant than she was before. Because before, I mean, this is a great comparison here. Her and Mandy, they were both just trying to figure it out. Two girls from Tough Enough, the only girls that really made it this far from Tough Enough, just trying to figure it out. You know what happened with Mandy?
They had natural charisma, and they had something about them that drew fans in.
Yeah, they were friends. They were friends. They were roommates. It's easy to make them a team.
Their whole deal, they took to social media and they made themselves. They gained a fan following. 100%.
Right.
The Mandys. I was like, what was the name of it? The Mandys.
These two, perfect pair, in my opinion.
They became a great wrestling combination.
Yes.
You know, they're not friends. They may not be friends outside of this, but they became a great wrestling combination.
They complement each other very well.
Their characters fit so well. And it's not something I would have drawn on. I would have not told you in a million years. I would have been like, no, I think you're trying to mash something that doesn't belong together.
This is almost like Jay White and Juice, where
that's an interesting comparison. Yeah,
Jay's talking, and I'm not saying, and I'm not a big fan of Jay White. I like Sonya Deville, but she's the tough, serious one, and she's the over the top with the facial expressions that reels you in, that makes sure you understand the kind of emotion that you're supposed to be having or seeing right now. So it's like, it works. I like it. You put the belts on them. If it's because of injury, damn, that sucks, because I bet it would have paid off at a pay-per-view, which is what you want. But if you had to make the pivot, I'm happy for it to be them, because they're heels. They can get another team over. Like, what's those girls, man? Every time I call them Team KC. I could have sworn I saw them talking in one picture. It's easier to call them Team K. Here they go.
Yeah. Chance and Carter.
Yeah, Chance and Carter. There you go. It gives a chance for something like this, because I feel like these girls against Baszler and Ronda wouldn't match up. Against Raquel and Liv wouldn't match up, because Liv is bigger than both these girls.
They had the match against Ronda and the other one, remember?
Right, and where'd that go? I mean, it was
a decent debut. It was a decent debut, but it wasn't.
I think with these four, you can possibly have, and when I say these four, I'm sorry, audio listener, it's Chance and Carter on one end, and then DeVille and Green on the other end in a promo, probably from a month ago, it looks like. I think these four could probably make some good music, because these two can go as a tag team. They showed improved in NXT, and when I'm again Chance and Carter, they can go, and we've already seen what these two can do personality wise and in ring wise on the main stage. So if there's anybody that can help boost these baby faces up, it's these two here. And again, facial expressions. Look at her all the time. Even smiling.
She chews up some scenery. 100%. She chews up some scenery.
That's why
she does not let herself get lost in just being a pretty face.
She doesn't get lost in the sauce at all. Every time, every shot that I'm looking at here, for the most part, besides these like stills where she's trying to be,
a model,
sex appeal or whatever, or a model. Yeah, they're great photos of her personality pouring out of the picture.
She emotes. She knows how to emote. She emotes really well.
Correct. Thank you. Oh, there goes the crazy bride there. That's some of it. I think, to be honest, I think I might go back.
Whoa, brother. Whoa.
And watch some of this stuff, her stuff.
Okay.
Just to see how it was. Maybe it was there the whole time. Just like in Eli Drake, LA Knight. We're going to talk about him next. LA Knight.
Yep.
is Eli Drake with the E dust sprinkled on him. We're gonna talk about it later.
Yeah.
This might be the same exact character as the bride that we saw.
Okay, then I'd have to go
with
back
Ida
and
Sprinkled
check it out because, like you, I don't know anything about it. But from what the pictures and stuff I've seen, now it just doesn't look like it's something that interests me.
I knew enough because I wasn't watching Impact then. That was when Impact was on Pop. Impact was bouncing from channel to channel, and you couldn't keep up. So I'm not too sure about that. But no, I'm happy about that one. How about you? What did you think about that?
Well, we already talked. Well, yeah, we talked about. No, I could only co-sign what you said. I got nothing to add to it that wouldn't be just me repeating you.
So let me do the next one, and then you tell me about it. We talked about this one already.
We already talked about that one.
We'll talk about this one. So Dirty Dom, Vern.
Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom defeated Wesley for the North American Championship.
What a shocker. Did you have a chance to watch the finish? It was smooth.
I watched the finish.
Okay.
I was doing the podcast with the big bro on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But I had it on and I was like this. He was talking. Because it was capturing my attention.
Yeah.
Watching Dom and Wesley go. Okay. I was like, Wesley gonna go over. But
Me too.
What if?
Me too. What Never in a million. I was like, how are they gonna tie all the my thought was just who's gonna run out to distract all the Judgment Day? I was just like, who maybe it's gonna set up a 4-way. I was doing all these scenarios, right? Playing armchair booker.
Sure, of course.
Then Finn jumps up. Senor Money in the Bank gets in there.
Senor Dinero en el Banco.
He gets hit. I never in a million years I would have seen Rhea running up with the belt, smashing him in the face.
I think she cut him.
Yo,
Rhea's snug, bro. She's 3Gs. I take
Can
it
I
back.
tell you
3Gs.
I was like, because when she got him, she went, boom. I was like, where'd she come from? Yo. And then she, with the quickness, jumped on the barricade and just threw herself on it. I was like, she's so good. Dirty heel. You filthy heel. Yeah. And then Dom got the pin, and I sat there and I went, no way. I was like, no, they won't. 2. I said, no, we won't. 3.
Crowd is here. Oh, hands on the knees. I was like, whoa. I said it even on the podcast. I said, Dominic Mysterio just beat Wesley for the title. I was like, wow.
And I was praising Wesley about this run is probably the strongest North American run ever. This guy's every match he's had
has maybe been, Gargano. Gargano probably had a similar run.
Every match he's had, there wasn't a one bad match he had that he defended that title. Every match he had was something you could talk about and you could bank on. It was going to be
I told you at Battleground, the triple threat match was one of the best matches of the night, and they all performed well, but Wesley stole the show. So
him dropping it to Dom, Wesley dropping it to Dom was never. I don't know what monkey paw Dom used, but he was like, "I want the North American title."
Okay, so here's my question.
Sure.
Why? Why do you think they did this move?
So part of me thinks, we got to get the belt off of Wesley.
Sure, Wesley can be a competitor for the main title now.
Because Wesley
Mellow?
The come up story that no one's talking about. Wesley's the come up that we all pegged him to be done.
Bro, we covered that story.
We did. We talked about that. You and I talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I believe a few shows ago, we talked about how Wesley is the guy that everyone was like, he's going to be released. He's done. And this dude is just producing rock solid with the promos, with the character work, with the matches. He's doing his thing. And honestly, I thought it got into a place of like, all right, this guy's good. Who's going to beat him? We don't got nobody to beat him right now or no one that we want to beat him with right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a heat magnet. Someone who the people are just going to be freaking beside themselves with anger. And that's Dirty Dom.
Yep.
And think about that. It took all 4 members of Judgment Day to get the belt off of Wesley.
To be little old Wesley.
So Wesley has nothing but hang his head on high.
Oh my God. Yeah, I know. Absolutely.
This dude, they had to freaking bring out 4 people to get that belt off of him. So I'm excited. I'm excited because it just Dom in NXT as Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom.
Oh man.
Dirty Dom.
When they had D'Angelo, Benny. Hey, Benny from the Yard says, "What's up?" Benny from the Yard says, I was like, come on. I'm not gonna lie to you. Those corny skits where Tony D was talking in from jail. and he was in the orange, and I was like, so he's just sitting at a desk in the back room, and I'm like, let's
some
go.
back room of the PC.
I was like, let's go with Shawn Michaels being like, yo, we're just gonna have all sorts of just ridiculous stories that the premises of them are all sorts of just wacky, but it works.
You know what I like about it?
In our universe, it works in our universe.
It works in the WWE universe, but they're doing a lot of things you won't see on the main roster with these kids.
Great.
Yes.
And we've talked about that. Great. I love to see them giving them a chance to do stuff because we may never get a chance to see them on the main roster in this light ever again.
Right.
So at least we have these memories. We go back to the tapes and go, remember when they used to be good? Do you remember when AOP used to be an over tag team?
Do you remember when Kiana James dumped Brooks Jensen?
Oh, and
love
the
that
pain on that man's face.
He got his hug from his boy.
Oh,
I love that storyline.
Oh man, there's a great
teenage
story.
heartbreak storyline, bro.
Yo, Thea Hale. When Thea Hale won that battle royal, she went nuts, and you got happy for her.
Because you feel her energy. That's why.
Thea Hale is somebody as hokey as she can be. Sometimes it's infectious and it annoys me because it's like, all right, lady, your happiness is contagious. There is something about it. It's charming in a way. It's charming how happy and how she's into it.
Yeah, she's literally the epitome of happy to be here.
Yeah,
but no, to piggyback off of what you're saying, my why has to be added heat for Dom. Added heat for Dom, and just like you said, Wes has to move on to do something else.
Yeah.
Right? And what a better way to take a belt off Dom than to have, again, like you said, 4 people, let me say that, 4 people from the main roster have to take it away from him. Not 1, 4 people, main roster.
Legitimately, second hottest act in WWE right now, second hottest act on Raw.
Behind Seth? Third.
Actually,
Cody.
No, third. Cody. I realized as I said it out loud. I said, you know what? No, I gotta.
Cody, Seth, Judgment Day. That's what I would say. Seth, Cody are like 1 and 1A.
I was gonna say I might say Seth and Cody's 1A.
Yeah,
Judgment Day,
and then Judgment Day,
and KO and or would we not say
KO and Sammy? Yeah, you could put them up there. But as far as like what the Judgment Day has been doing, I would even put them over KO and Sammy because I feel like KO and Sammy are just getting started. It's been 3 months, if that.
Well, I also feel like they're still meandering with the whole Sammy. Sammy is the peacemaker. Kevin's the angry guy who snaps. Like I really hope that they come up with something as a story to go with them and stop doing that whole thing.
They haven't found the feud yet as the tag champions. Could be Imperium. It could be any of these teams.
Sure.
But I think that's where the problem lies. There's nothing that is stuck with them yet. What we've watched the Judgment Day do from when we first started this, the Judgment Day is as old as our podcast is. If you think about it.
We were like, yo, without Edge, this thing's dead.
This thing ain't it. If we were like, I hope they got Rhea. Okay, good. They got Rhea. Wait, Edge is out. Oh, dead in the water. Forget it. Finn? Oh no!
Remember when that's when I was like, I called out Meltzer and I said Meltzer reported that or Fightful. One of them reported that Edge wanted out because Vince wanted to make it supernatural,
supernatural,
and all that. And it was like,
never happened.
When did all that happen? And then Edge came out. Edge was like, yeah, I wanted to get out the group. I feel like I didn't need to be in the group anymore.
Yeah,
like or something like that.
Were like, we're transitioning to Dom. We're going to transition to bring Dom in, and they were like, well, then. Don't bring me in.
Maybe I made that up. I don't know if that's true. Anyway, go ahead.
No. You did mention that before, but maybe they were like, we're gonna bring Dom into this stable.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if it's that Edge. They told Edge he would come off, or Edge requested to come off because the original report was that Edge was told, but that then he requested off because it was going supernatural
because
and
he didn't want to do any supernatural nonsense. That I do remember you telling me. I think we talked about it.
That was reported on by Fightful. I think Fightful or somebody reported that. That was when everyone was hating on Vince.
Yep. Yeah, that was the hate Vince train, especially after all the allegations and stuff, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, dude, it's like Edge not being there, Dom being able to be the heat magnet that he is right now. I'm okay with him being a North American champion. It won't be for long.
Him and Rhea's gonna have belts now.
Right. Now they're a couple with jewelry.
I can't wait for the promos.
Right.
That's corny sounds. I know this is me saying this, right? Like I can't wait to see them come out together because I can't wait to hear the reaction the people are going to give them to see that gloating little bastard talk about how he
Okay.
won this, and I can't wait.
Monday, 8:01 p.m. Judgment Day starts the show, right?
You think? Oh, Dom. You think they're going to celebrate Dom?
Dom, right? Has to be. It's a 3-hour show. You got a lot of
Yeah.
TV for us.
Yeah.
Judgment Day has to be the first thing on the television screen.
Oh,
because they're
Dirty
not going to
Dom.
talk about it on Friday.
Yeah. Are they going? They're going to throw Dom a serious party. We're going to see a big old prison
Maybe
style
it'll be
party.
a Judgment Day celebration. They're gonna bring out the prison tacos.
Yo,
crush
are
them
they serving
Cheetos
honey
up,
buns? Are they serving honey
Crust the-
buns?
crush
Commissary
the
all
Cheetos
day.
up.
They
You know
put
what I'm
money
saying?
on books everywhere all day.
You never know, bro. Hey, in all honesty, you never know. But I love that they made this move. This is kind of like Dolph beating Braun and winning that NXT title, and you were like, "Whoa, these are the shocking ones we like."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those two were
That
two
booster
shocking
guy,
wins.
that booster guy that in a moment you can say, let it play out.
Yeah.
Let it play out.
Yeah, where do we go from here? And I instantly think, okay, Wesley no longer has that title. He's entitled to a rematch or whatever. But in my opinion, Wesley's got to move up. There's nowhere else. Wesley don't need to do that no more.
He messed around and found himself leveling up. He messed around and leveled up.
Yeah.
Like Wesley messed around and leveled up in my eyes. He's no longer just he's above the North American. Like he needs to go to the next
delivering.
level.
And it was Mello Lee for the North American title at one point.
Yep.
Put those guys now
Let's do it again.
for the top strap.
Run it back. Run it back for the top strap.
Oh my God. Let that be. Well, no. His next feud right now is looking like Gacy right now, right? Am I bugging? For Mello?
Yes.
They cut some promo with each other. I'm trying to remember.
I think so. Yeah, I think
might be
Joe
Gacy. We'll see.
Yeah.
But dude, I can't wait to see the future for Lee. I can't wait to see what they do with Dom in his belt, because who knows? Maybe they'll have him defend it on Monday night. Who knows? Hey, maybe he'll lose it immediately. You never know, because no matter what, the people love to see. Jesus Christ, that was my dog. I don't know if you heard that. The people love to see Dom get affected, get attacked, get hit, get hurt, anything. People love to see it. He tries to pick up a microphone, it gets to here.
It's become right. Like he's found himself in that weird place where now it's the cool thing to do, right? Like now, even if some of the boos are legitimate, like I can admit it. A lot of the boos are just, oh, that's the thing to do. When Dom speaks, everyone boos.
Boo that man. Yeah.
That's what
we've seen on television.
That's and
we don't like him.
I love that crowds are getting into it now and like, okay, this is what we do. When Dom speaks, we got to boo this man.
That is the one constant at every one of the few constants. The other one is Seth Rollins singing of his song. That is a constant every town they go to. Every town Dom goes to, he's getting booed out the building as soon as he picks up a microphone. They'll let Priest talk. They'll let Balor talk. They'll let Mommy talk. Dom touches that microphone? Nah. Boo. Boo this man. The chant NXT had last night. Dom, 2 nights ago. Dom, you suck. Dom, you suck. I was like, wow. I was like, hey, listen. Dominic, that nonsense they were talking about, Dominic Mysterio's plateaued. He's bad 2 years. He hasn't done anything. Look at this kid now. What's he, 4 years in? 4 years into this thing, 25 years old?
So
big things for Dom.
So before you mentioned about mistakes, Vince and such. You brought up Vince for a second, or you said something that triggered some thought in my mind about Vince mistakes and booking and booking decisions.
Sure.
And some would say that these booking decisions of WWE are questionable, especially things like putting the belts off of Sonya and onto Sonya and Chelsea, or the belt onto Dom. One booking decision that has a lot of fans, just like Austin Theory, has a lot of fans scratching their heads, is L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Now, this is a guy who, by listening, watching reactions, listening to the crowd, you would say, oh, he's a star.
Stud.
But if you read the internet would tell you that someone in the back hates him, and this is just him. He's too old. The rumor is he's too old. They're afraid to invest.
Right.
They're afraid to invest in him because he's too old, and they may not want to take a chance on a guy who's is he 40 or is he almost 40?
He's 40. He's 40.
He's 40.
He's 40 as of
So
right
that's
now.
the rumor. That's the rumor
Born
going
in
around
November.
online.
Yes, sir. Hold on.
Rumor going around online has been that the reason we're watching him not do anything and we're watching him reach the glass ceiling is because of his age and because there's someone there, perhaps with a thin little mustache and looks like he has a hot air balloon outside that he rode there like a villain that he is, that hates him and doesn't understand him and doesn't realize that he's actually a star. He's not, late stage Walt Disney looking kind of guy.
This guy.
There he is. my man, Vince Bison.
I haven't seen this picture in a while, man. It pops me every time, brother. I love Vince Bison. V Bison right here. I love it.
V Bison. So that evil man that he is, V Bison hates E. Drake. So that's why we get what we get with LA Knight, because he's just not a fan. He doesn't get it, as most would say. He doesn't get it.
Well, it's not.
That's why he was a male model. And then he got to be. Have you heard that story, LA Knight? I saw that on YouTube randomly.
That why he was Max Dupree?
That he was Max Dupree, and then they were like, "Hey, man, it's not going to work out. It's not going to happen. Sorry. So we're just going to have to let you go." They fired him and called him back 6 hours later, and were like, "Hey, what do you think about coming back as LA Knight?"
No way.
So they hired him and fired him and hired him within 6 hours. Yeah, on the same day.
Wow.
But they let him go because it wasn't working out, and then they let him know they want him to come back as LA Knight.
You know what's crazy too?
Shoot.
I bet even as Max Dupree, he would have made it work.
He hated it though. According to him,
I bet he was snake bitten from the jump, because that's not his personality. Smooth talking and titillating the juices. It was great. I loved it because I love me some Eli Drake, but not everybody's gonna get with it. Then you let him be Eli Drake, and you gave him a slave name. You just let him. He's literally Eli Drake. Nothing is different besides how he looks and his name. It is the same, and he can't say dummy. He doesn't say dummy. That's the only difference. Everything he was doing in Impact, the same, except he doesn't have a dummy button either. That's the other thing. No dummy button, because he would just go, dummy, yeah, the entire for 10-minute promo. I think I mentioned this last time. It's all he used to do. He would be out there, crowd in the background, 10-minute promo, slapping the button. Dummy, yeah. Dummy, yeah. 10 minutes, I promise you. The dude's getting over.
Yes.
The
reactions are you can't deny the reaction.
Cannot see, and I hope it doesn't turn into Zack Ryder. Although Zack Ryder got over on his own, and it's like Vince was like, you don't get over on my watch. When the machine wants you over, that's when you get over. Okay, buddy, come get this push off the ramp, and come get this kick in the nuts from Eve Torres. Remember all that? Just a Barry kid. Remember that? Yeah, oh my God, just the Barry Zack Ryder. One of his most over moments in wrestling when he had his
IC title win.
Long Island Iced Z TV show on YouTube.
Yes, the YouTube show. Yeah, one of the first pioneers. Yeah, no, it's just repeats, but no, they don't. No ones.
No. What I'm saying, are they still around?
I think so. I think they're still on their archive. Yeah.
Gosh, I'd have to watch that. Long, true
stories of Long Island Iced Z.
Oh my God, I'm just gonna put Long Island Iced Z because I'm not gonna remember. The true Long Island story. It was like E. They're still there, bro. This was 2011.
Remember we used to talk about these. These were like, I was, oh my God, dude, these are so smart.
You see the new episode?
Dude, he says getting over. Oh my God, how could he say that? He's using these terms. And
I'm trying to get over. We marked
out over him breaking the fourth wall and using insider terms. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, he's got every episode. All 50 episodes are still up there.
Oh.
I remember he had songs. Oh my gosh. Yep. Z. Wow. To think 11 years ago, he was doing this. Definitely a pioneer. And to think back then, he was doing 300K, 200K, and people were like, dude, he's doing so good. He put out 50 episodes of this thing, man. Good for him. Remember the Big O?
Yeah,
I gotta
remember he
pop
was
this up.
wrestling for a little bit?
Yeah, he still does, by the way,
Oh, really?
for NYWC,
Oh,
but
I
I
didn't
think
know that.
he's retiring.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram
Copy.
from way back then, Facebook and Instagram. Yeah, look at this, bro. 12 years ago, he did that.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. But no, man, he's starting to get that kind of over where it's organic.
Yes.
And it scares me. I mean, I put this on here because I put increased popularity / memedom. I didn't know what to call it, but memedom. I was on my TikTok, on my Instagram reels. I will scroll, and here's another LA Knight when he was just Sean Ricker doing acting for a commercial reenactment. He did a commercial where he was like a husband at a grocery store for Aldi's. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No.
Yeah, he was just a husband at a grocery store with his wife at Aldi's, and he was like, "Oh, this is where you get all the great deals from." And I'm like, that don't make no sense. You're her husband. How did you not know what great deals she gets? I was like, that don't make no sense. But I get it, Aldi's. I get it. But there was another one where I think he was like reenacting like a unsolved mystery kind of deal. There was just a bunch that kept popping up. I kept sending them to you because I was like, all right, at this point, it's gonna have to be a topic today.
Oh, okay. Well, because now because you can only like watch 1 or 2 TikToks, and then it makes you have to create an account. So I've just never created an account.
Does it? That sucks. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But people are starting, when you start to notice that there's a little swell on the internet where people are like looking for your old stuff or other things you've done. Like people were posting his old Impact stuff about how good he's always been and reposting and reposting. You get that kind of swell on the internet, it's kind of undeniable. And he even mentioned it on the promo on Friday night. Did you see his Friday night promo on SmackDown? Where everybody got to cut a promo backstage. They were talking about
no. I didn't fully watch the show for Friday. I saw parts I wanted to watch, but I have to go back and watch the full show. Sit down and watch the full show.
They were talking about the US title match. I think there's a couple other competitors in it. I can't remember exactly, but they all talked backstage, pre-recorded promo. Music hits, out comes LA Knight. Let me talk to you. Cuts a promo, talking about you gonna be calling me champ. And everybody's going to be saying LA Knight. Yeah, crowd did it. Done deal. The thing, if you get the crowd to participate in that way, it's not like, oh, we're singing a song. Oh, we're hitting a note. Oh, what was Enzo and Cass? I've got this whole spiel that because I say it every time, like the Outlaws. It's him with a few things, kind of like who are they comparing him to now? Like The Rock. Let me talk to you. Yeah. The way they say his name, very simple things that he accentuated and made it matter more to the fan to the point that they want to say it along with him. So it's like, I'm just happy the man's getting over. That's all I'm happy for, because I didn't think it would ever happen on WWE television. I just hope it goes somewhere. Usually it does, though. This isn't like we're talking about AEW where it's like, oh, this guy's getting over. Okay, he's off TV for 3 weeks. Like a Wardlow. Where's Wardlow? When's the last time you seen Wardlow?
He was on a Collision.
Was he working Luchasaurus for the belt?
He lost the belt to Luchasaurus.
I know that one.
Oh,
the first week.
That was it. Yeah, I haven't seen him yet. That was it. Last time I saw him was that.
Exactly. My point. Exactly.
Wardlow, bro? Who's Wardlow?
Yeah, who the hell's Wardlow?
Who's Wardlow?
I don't know that guy. He needs to go to the PC. Once Braun goes up, Wardlow, come to the PC. We're gonna teach you how to do this the right way. All right. That'd be some stuff to see though. If they're giving him this time, his moment in the sun, this is the opportunity LA Knight's getting.
Yeah.
This might be his only one though. Because like you said, the age, 40. I mean, AJ now is what, 45?
Yeah. But stop. He's never been hurt. He's never had a serious injury.
But has he ever worked the schedule? The
300 days. There it is.
The 300 days at 40 years old. Did you hear what Seth was talking about his body on Impulsive?
No.
He said I might have to get back surgery, but I've been trying to do everything to hold it off.
Wow, no, I had not heard that.
You know the sickness, brother. I wish I should have sent it to you. That's on me. It was I think it was an Instagram picture I saw something
Impulsive.
where
Okay.
it was on the Impulsive
I like
podcast.
the last one. Who we had on Impulsive?
Roman,
Roman Reigns.
yeah,
Roman was
Roman.
good on Impulsive, so I'll check it
I
out.
seen another clip. Seth was talking about Dom, so that was another good
Okay,
one.
I'll check it out.
Maybe we'll talk about it if it's another slow week of wrestling. We'll talk about it on the next one.
I got you.
I'll write it down so we don't forget.
Yeah, remind me. Impulsive Seth Rollins. All right.
Impulsive. I got it. It's on here. Boom. Seth Rollins. Bang. But dude, I mean, what the heck did I just do? This could be his only opportunity.
Yeah.
So I hope he doesn't Ken Anderson and it gets hurt or something. And
it's the truth, though, right?
over.
I mean, like wrestling. Look, wrestling. She's a fickle mistress.
On
you
to
get
the
it
next.
when you can, and if not, she'll leave you behind.
She's moving on. Yeah, she is moving on.
I really do hope that if this is his chance, I hope he grabs it by the horns.
Yeah, that's the beauty of pro wrestling. It's always who's next.
100.
Always who's next. It's never. Oh, I remember this guy, but this guy right here, the next guy, who's that? It's always about the next person up. So hopefully LA gets some kind of run. It looks like we're gonna get LA and Theory at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
I hope it's a couple weeks away, which is crazy. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, it's a couple weeks away. Early August, right? August 6th or something like that.
Yeah, we got some stuff. We got another show, I think, between it.
Yes, so it's the 5th, and we have the 2nd. We'll do the preview. So hopefully by then we're talking about LA Knight versus Austin Theory for the United States Championship. And if anything, maybe it's time for Austin to start doing some other things without a title. Get himself a little more of a rub, But
hey, man, he's been elevated. I mean, look, guy beat John Cena.
Right.
That's nothing. But
that doesn't mean anything now.
Yeah.
He beat John Cena. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah.
But is there anything else?
Talk about a guy who lays down for everybody.
Yeah.
All guy who only does jobs.
Anything else you want to talk about with Mr. Knight?
No, man. I think you said it well. You said it eloquently. I think that he's getting his rub. I think he's getting his due. And my hope for him is that this isn't just a flash in the pan. He's not just a flavor of the week, because I have read some chatter online that some folks are saying he's just a flavor of the week. This is why he's not getting pushed, because everybody knows, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know. I don't see that.
Me either. I was like, the reaction he's getting is he's not getting Wheeler Yuta pops. Not to do that, but that where there
that exists.
Well, remember when Wheeler Yuta first got linked up, right? The whole world went
when he bled
that one match. It was like, oh my God, Wheeler Yuta's the next Stone Cold.
Oh God, Gruber.
But it's a moment, right? That was that moment for Wheeler Yuta. And they put t-shirts out. They try to milk that cow till it was dry.
Yeah.
I just hope that if LA Knight does the same thing, that he gets his and he doesn't pull a Wheeler Yuta and get a t-shirt out of it, and we're done.
Right.
That's it. All you got was a t-shirt, and from here on out, we're forced to believe now that you're the same person that one day bled, or you're the same person that put on that one performance, that one single performance that now is supposed to define you forever, and we should just give you a pass regardless of how terrible it gets and how terrible it actually is.
Well, I can always forget that phrase you used. Diminishing returns, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The law of diminishing returns. 100%.
That's Yuta in a nutshell. I'm not seeing that.
Diminishing.
Knight right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see that with Knight right now, though.
Knight, See, you see him on the inverse. So you see him like he's not peaked and going down. He's still on the come up.
Right. Those people every night. I mean, especially MSG. We watched the Hit Row one before we started, and my God, those people were. Listen, New York's cheering for you like that. You're good. You're good, brother.
You just summed up. I was about to say, as Vince Ian used to say, where the way the New York crowd goes, the wrestling world goes.
Yeah.
If you can get the New York crowd to like you, there's nowhere in the world you can't get over.
Right. You can get over in Louisville.
The way the New York market goes is the way the wrestling world goes.
Yeah.
That's what Vince Sr. believed.
Yeah. So, I mean, hopefully he remains in good hands. We'll see where this goes in a couple weeks. Hopefully we're singing his praises in about a month, talking about, he went over, he won the title. What's next? All this stuff.
And even if he doesn't, we'll still be singing him praises.
Before we close out, one last thing about LA Knight.
Yeah.
Okay, so LA Knight, Damian Priest. Is Triple H telling these guys thank you?
What do you mean?
Thank you, LA Knight, for doing that pitch black match with the sponsorship of Bray Wyatt. We appreciate you. Here's the rub. Thank you, Damian Priest, for what you've done, what you did with Bad Bunny at the last Mania and that Backlash in Puerto Rico. Here's Mr. Money in the Bank. We appreciate you. We appreciate the hard work you've put in. Do you see that? Do you think that might be?
No. If I see, I don't see it as being rewards. I see it as being, this is the next step. Like the initial investment is like, all right, yo, we're going to give you the ball. Not the biggest ball, but we're going to give you something unique just for you. We're going to put you in a match for you. Yeah. Right. Like this is for you.
Yeah.
And because you're the guy you're Puerto Rican, you fit the demographic, you fit the market, but this is all on your shoulders.
Sure.
If you crap the bed, then you sank on your own. Like this is all you.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. I guess like I don't want to diminish is that Priest got over. Priest got over on it. Like Priest got over, right? Priest. I mean, looking at like Priest 2 years ago, homie got Invisalign now. Like homie's like he
got the E-dust sprinkled
on him.
Got
the E-dust. When he was just the Archer, still you could see all the big gaps in his teeth and all that. And then the homie's got Invisalign now, so he got that money, and he finally decided it's time to level up. And I think that now that he's leveled up, they're like, okay, we're investing more in you now. We're investing more in you now. Like the one thing I think people are forgetting. I'm sorry, but I guess that people are forgetting is that right. The most important thing about wrestling on TV is being on TV.
That's right.
What I think every fan forgets. We always want to talk about matches, but get me in on a segment. Just get my face on television.
Yeah.
You feel me? Get me on TV. Don't put me on the YouTube exclusives to where we're like, are they there? Do they still exist? Are they still working for the company?
Right. So just real quick to piggyback off of that. I might have mentioned this on another episode, but I remember Shay's booking shows and book somebody. I'm not going to mention names. Book somebody who normally wrestles on the show. And I'll do gender. I don't care. She normally wrestles on the show, like almost every time she's out there. Shay booked her to just be a part of an interference of the main event of the night. And she grew concerned to the point where someone for her asked Shay if this will be one of the only times something like this happens. Because she loves the promotion and wants to wrestle. And I'm like, I'm in my head. I'm like, what? You don't have to wrestle every month to tell the story. Me and Shay had told a story in 6 months, and we had our first match at the 6-month mark to end the story. Everything other than that, we had a promo where he threw water in my face, and I chokeslammed his manager for because of it. We had a pull apart, little physicality there, but we didn't have, we need a match this month. We need a match this month. We need a match to tell the story. I found it weird. Another example for me, Lucky Pro Wrestling. You saw that promo. Remember where we hijacked the kid until we got our title match?
Yep.
That was the only thing we did that day. That was our segment. We got a payday. Like we got paid like the other wrestlers got paid. I didn't bump. I didn't have to put on my boots, my knee pads, or my gear. My back felt fine afterwards. And I got paid the same amount of money as those guys that went out there for 10 to 12 minutes throwing each other around on the floor, on the mats. I'm the kind of guy, I want to tell a story. I don't need to wrestle every single week. And just like you were saying, it's about just being on television. Got to get that TV time, brother. That's all we used to say back then, especially when we worked for NCW. Sorry, another example. G.A. West. You remember G.A. West? He's involved in the main event with Vern Vicalo, this wrestling Vern Vicalo, I believe it was. And they were having a heavy feud, pull-apart brawl. What did I do? I made sure I was one of the guys holding back G.A. West. Why? Because I knew the camera was going to be on him, and with all his rage being the raging babyface, I was like, oh, I'm holding him back. I was like, Shay, you better go get the heel. I'm getting my TV time. I said it right there in front of everybody. I was like, I'm getting my TV time. And I kept holding him back. That's all I cared about. Getting on screen, getting on camera, because that's all that matters. Whether I'm wrestling, doing a promo, doing segment, as long as I'm a part of the show and I mean something in that show, I don't need to take 20 bumps in a match to feel good about myself.
Oh,
You're going to pay me the same way. So, I get what you mean by that. It's all about the TV time. And Priest has delivered on TV, which sounds crazy for me to say, because the way I've hated Priest from the beginning of the show to episode 37, I got to give Priest his credit. So, I don't know. It's crazy. That's why I brought up that question to begin with. I thought it was, thanks for what you did. Here's another olive branch.
I mean, I could 100% see that though. But like, I don't want to dismiss what you're saying.
Sure.
It could be that, but I also just think that on the other hand, I also think it's just showing that they're willing to invest more in them, right? That they're investing more in them, and they're showing like this is the confidence they have in them now that they handled with the little. So now let's handle with the lots. Like they proved they can run with the big boys. So let's make them run now.
Because LA Knight in that Pitch Black match, I mean, we were like, oh, once we watched it, we were like, oh, this is just a cash grab. It's an advertisement.
Oh, 100%.
This match is really meaningless. It's a cash grab. It doesn't do anything for LA Knight, but at least now he's on television working a guy like Bray Wyatt. It's like, oh, okay, he's got
no
Bray.
one remembers that.
Yeah, nobody remembers that now. I mean, it is what it is, and look where LA Knight is now. So,
yep,
more power to him. I'm good, Vern. It's 2:20.
Hey, man. Hey,
we're taking it home early. Where's that pet? We can't go home till you wave it. Wave that thing. All right. Pencil's waving. You know what that means. Music is playing. Come on, keep going. Wait, stop. All right, music is playing. And we getting up on out of here. This has been episode 37. We're going to call this one, Let Me Talk to You.
Yeah.
So we're calling this one On the Sandbox Podcast Network. For my man, Vernon, hopefully I go the right way, Somoza. Touch it. Ow. I am Frank Champion. I am me. He is him. We are they. Say, hype me up. Say, peace, Vern.
Peace, Vern.
That was a long one. And we're out of here. Pause.